time for the best pubcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Vedic Crumb, and you are listening to Corner Pub Sports. I have no idea why, but have fun.
Corner Pub Sports.
We'll do it live.
Yo. Welcome to the pub. Corner Pub Sports coming at you here live on a Friday night. If you're listening live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, we thank you guys so much. And, of course, if you're downloading the show on Spotify, iTunes,
Satchel,
all those places, we thank you guys so much.
what's up, you fucks?
We are coming at you right out of the gate with a special guest, the author of this book I'm holding in my hand right here, The Six Pack on the Open Road to In Search of Wrestlemania. Brad Balukjian is joining us here on the show right now, on the show to come out right out of the gate. Like I said, Brad, thank you. Thank you for joining us, man. How are you?
That's like an elbow in the chin.
Right. It's
an elbow in the chin.
It's like a splash coming off the top of the turnbuckle. What's up, Brad?
Hey, good to be here, guys. How are you doing?
We're doing great, man. We really appreciate you coming on with us, and we're excited to talk to you, man. I've been looking forward to this for a little while. So I got a copy of your book here, which came out in early April, right? I think.
Yep.
Early April came out. From the first page, I was hooked. It was awesome, and I have to say, I'm the only one here on the panel who read it. I'm going to I'm going to hand it off to these guys so they can, share and watch. I actually told them they should just buy it themselves.
Yeah,
but
oh, you got a bunch of cheap motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
No,
But Brad, it's a fantastic read. I was intrigued from the start as a and I got to be honest, I'm someone who hasn't watched wrestling since the late 90s. When WCW kind of folded, I still kept in touch. Like, I knew, obviously Stone Cold, The Rock, all that stuff, but I was more of a 90s, 80s kid. Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, that kind of thing.
Superfly Snooker.
All those guys. And Brad kind of hits on this because he's searching for these guys who participated in the first ever WrestleMania, and he goes a lot deeper than that. So, Brad,
me personally, I go all the way back to Bob Backlund.
That's Mr. Bob Backlund to you.
That's correct, sir.
So Brad, I guess we could start with that. Like, what inspired you to write a book like this? Because that takes some balls. You basically jumped in a car and you were driving around to find these guys. What drove through your mind to do this?
Yeah, well, so three things jumped to mind with your lead in there. Number one, the first line of the book is "The Iron Sheik just threatened to kill me." So, when I wrote that, I was like, well, if that doesn't grab you, I don't know what is going to grab you in a book, because that's pretty intense for a first line. But it was absolutely true. Back in 2005, I had left my job at a magazine to go work with. I actually moved to the suburb of Atlanta where the Iron Sheik lived, and was going to work on a biography with him, and it went completely sideways. And so this book, that's kind of the opening scene, set 19 years ago. And then it flashes forward to 2022, where I got on the road, and one summer I drove 12,525 miles all over to find the Iron Sheik again, but also the other guys that were on the show the night he won the championship. So whichever of the guys there mentioned Bob Backlund, if you like Bob Backlund, you'll like this, because, he's the guy that the Iron Sheik beat to become the champion. And then someone else mentioned Jimmy Snuka. And part of the fun of the book is that I went and found all these guys that worked for the WWF in the early days, when the company only had, 10, 20 people. and Vince McMahon was first expanding nationally. And some of the stories in here like never had been told publicly before about, for example, Jimmy Snuka trying to kill a referee on a flight back from the Middle East over the Atlantic Ocean. Like absolutely, I mean, Jimmy Snuka was nuts.
That was insane.
Right? And I mean, on a commercial flight, can you imagine a drugged up, drunken Jimmy Snuka like bashing a referee literally through the bathroom door in the back of the plane, and then this referee when he comes to, Jimmy Snuka's trying to pull his eyeball out because
Jesus.
because that's what you did to win a fight, I guess. Luckily, this guy was actually the referee. Had actually been a hockey player, and not only that, he was an enforcer. So he actually fought back pretty well. And he said he's punched Jimmy Snuka harder than he's ever punched anybody, and that was just enough to daze him, you know.
Yeah.
So
he had a head like a coconut.
Well, Roddy Piper certainly tested that out. So that's so the other guys, you know, in the book, people like Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter were the other people. You know, several other wrestlers were people that I went all around the country trying to find to tell, like, who are they in real life, and I went to the towns they grew up in and interviewed, you know, people that knew them from childhood. And then as you were saying, like, you know, the book came out in April. I was actually in Philadelphia for the debut at Wrestlemania weekend, and
nice.
Got to go to WrestleCon and hang out in Philly for a few days. So I love Philadelphia. So any chance I can go there I'm happy to go.
So a little off topic from the book. What'd you think of Wrestlemania weekend?
I loved it, man. I mean, I like WrestleMania itself was out of my budget, but to go to like WrestleCon and to be there for all the festivities was great. I mean, I was hanging out next to the Hardy Boys and down the hall from Jake the Snake Roberts and Kurt Angle and all these guys. And it's fun to rub elbows with those guys.
That's so cool, man. There's another wrestling event happening in July in Atlantic City.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you're gonna be part of that or not, but we have a friend who's actually he was heavily involved with ECW.
Oh yeah.
So he actually invited me and I guess to go down and check it out and go backstage and whatever. And I think all those guys, like Kevin Nash is gonna be, like, a bunch of guys are gonna be there. And
nice.
Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, Raven.
Yeah, all those guys are gonna be there. So
Raven.
I'm thinking I should go because I think the stories alone are gonna be worth it. But I also know that I don't want to be home at 4 a.m. either. So because I know how it's gonna go. I mean, this guy alone can tell some stories that'll keep you up at like all night, and I can't imagine what that's gonna be like. But so that's still I'm 2 kids at home. Like, can I do this? I don't know. But anyway, Brad, back to the book. First of all, Ryan here, he loved the cover. Like,
awesome.
Yeah, he thought that was perfect. Like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, I made sure to tell the publisher, like, I was always an Iron Sheik fan, which was weird back growing up in the 80s. But I was like, make sure Iron Sheik has the upper hand on Hulk Hogan. Like, that's, it's like, it's.
Well, I mean, even like the figures that like from back in the day that the action figures.
Dude,
you
they're
had,
so hard to get a hold of.
And they
now.
were all rubber. They were hard to turn and everything like that.
It looks like the Stretch Armstrong figure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They
man.
are so hard to get a hold of because I went to get some for my son. They are so hard to get a hold of now. They're expensive, but yeah.
Well, if you look closely at the cover too, you'll see like those are the actual figures that I had. So they're all like scuffed up because
look at Sheik's
because
chest.
I played with them so much that all the paint started wearing off.
Who's that guy in the air?
That's Tito Santana.
Yeah,
he was.
So without giving it, I'm going to try my best to not give stuff away in the book because Brad goes to these guys and he tries to find them and he tries to locate them. But I'm going to say that Tito Santana, his story was incredible.
Yeah.
And he's one of the more inspirational stories of the book because he's one of those guys who always tried to be away from the nonsense that happened backstage. So, Brad, I don't want to take your stage, man. I want you to, kind of.
Yeah. Well, so like someone like, so the book really is about like the extent to which these guys became their characters, right? And I think you got to remember back in the 80s, the promoters were still asking these guys to pretend like wrestling was a real sport 24/7, basically. So it's a weird assignment, right? Like if you were Hulk Hogan in 1985 and you went into the grocery store, like no one is calling you Terry Bollea, right? They're like, they assume that you are Hulk Hogan in real life.
Yeah, give me a head of lettuce, brother.
Yeah, right. So you're not, I mean, that would be like walking into, a store and seeing Harrison Ford and calling him Han Solo or something, right? It's very, very strange, but that's the life that these guys lived, and they were expected to keep up the act all the time. So someone like Tito Santana in real life, his name was Merced Solis. He was a football player. He actually got a tryout with the Kansas City Chiefs. He played in the CFL. Pretty good football player from Mission, Texas. And he really had no interest in wrestling growing up, but then he had an opportunity and he fell into it. And he becomes like one of the most popular good guys in wrestling, in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were saying, Sean, like he fancied himself as like the guy that stayed away from all the partying and stayed on the straight and narrow.
He's had a lot of bloody matches, man.
Yeah, but the twist was that a couple of years ago he found out that he had a daughter, and from illegitimate child. And this kind of like ruined the whole image for him of like, being the perfect family man. Wow. And so, so the book is about how he dealt with that and how it affected the family and, kind of from looking at the perspective of his kids and all of that. So it gets into like the real life identity of these guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
And like, not even Tito Santana could be perfect, right? Because no one is perfect, but then on the other end,
not even Kurt Hennig.
Yeah, right. Other end of the spectrum, you've got people like the Iron Sheik and Tony Atlas. They went so far off the deep end that it was hard for them to ever come back to their real identities.
Wow. The thing that blew my mind about the book, Brad, and I'm going to try my best and not give stuff away, but you just mentioned Tony Atlas. His backstory is insane. I mean, all these guys' backstories are crazy. I mean, their upbringing, but then also with the Tony Atlas story, there's something happens to him as a child, and he kind of blurs the line, right? And it kind of goes with it's interesting because it kind of intertwines with, like, say, Sergeant Slaughter's story, where he also blurs the line. Hulk Hogan blurs the line, where they forget what actually happened, which actually reality, and which is true.
Yeah,
that was mind-boggling to me, that these guys are so intertwined with their character and their perception and what people think of them that they forget the actual truth.
Yeah, and that was very different. Like my first book was about tracking down all the players in a pack of baseball cards from 1986, and Don Carmen was like the star of that book, former Philadelphia Philly.
Yeah, I got a story about that in a second. Yeah,
but with baseball players, like it's different, right? Like, Bryce Harper is still Bryce Harper off the field and on the field. Maybe he's an exaggerated version of himself, maybe on the field, but it's a whole different thing when you're talking about like playing an evil Iranian terrorist, or you're playing a drill instructor, right? At one time Sergeant Slaughter was playing the role of an Iraqi sympathizer, and he had so much heat that he would wear a bulletproof vest under his wrestling gear in the ring because he was afraid he was going to get shot by a fan, right?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
So yeah, someone wrote in the chat,
right? Like, same thing with Sergeant Slaughter. Like, I'm sorry, Iron Sheik. Same thing with Iron Sheik. They thought he was actually against America.
Right,
And
which was so interesting because in real life, Khosrow Vaziri, that's the Iron Sheik's real name, actually coached the American wrestling team at the Olympics in 1972,
But he had great boots.
and he had
Great boots.
the curl.
no
Yes.
one got the boots, which
his boots were great.
always loaded up in the middle of the match and then hit somebody with the boot.
Yeah.
So, Brad, just picking your brain here. You're obviously a huge wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a little off topic with the book, but like, what's your favorite era of wrestling? Like, what made you a huge wrestling fan?
Well, I think like so many. I mean, I'm 43, so I grew up in the 80s watching.
Our age.
Watching the dawn of WrestleMania. I had all the figures. Saturday night's main event. Like it was a cultural thing that united
70s and 80s.
Yeah, I mean that I think anyone that grew up in that era, like even if you don't watch it anymore, you have a fond memory of that time. So like I'm always biased towards that, but I think that while the wrestling now, like the actual in-ring wrestling is way better than it was back then.
I completely agree.
I still think that the 80s era was just more, I don't know, more entertaining because of the characters they had.
More bloody.
Well, I mean, not only that,
like 80s was the 80s wrestling area. It was so bloody.
If it wasn't for the 80s, the 90s spark wouldn't have happened because it wasn't for the popularity of Hulk Hogan.
Right, he saved the sport twice.
When he turned heel, that turned that whole thing upside down.
Speaking of him being heel, like, what's your thoughts on like the NWO era? Like, that's when, like, I was always a wrestling fan as a kid, but the NWO, me, my brother at the end of the panel here, and my father, like, it was prime time. Like we knew Monday nights.
Nitro went to 3 hours.
Right, like you weren't 8 to 11. You were watching Nitro.
But bro, so I'm a little bit older, so I could go back a few years.
Right, I'm just talking about the time when we watched. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, what's your thoughts on like the NWO era?
Yeah, well, Eric Bischoff was a huge help to me in this book, and he's like become a friend of mine. And I told Eric Bischoff, I was like, Eric, you are really underrated in the history of wrestling because it really was the creation of Monday Nitro, and then the NWO that really changed wrestling in a major way because that's when the WWF realized they had to up their game.
Yeah, that's the Attitude Era. Like,
and they started pushing the envelope with Stone Cold and the Attitude Era. But if there was no Nitro and there was no NWO, I don't know if the WWF would have ever had the Attitude Era.
You smell that? That's us, because we're the stuff.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting. And that's the truth. Like,
absolutely,
because that really pushed. Like, he's just
for
like
2.5 years. WCW beat WWE in ratings every Monday night.
Yeah,
for 2.5 years
they had
straight.
to push the envelope.
That was Turner, wasn't it? WCW was Turner.
Yeah. So that's interesting because like
even before that, you had Bob Backlund, Ken Patera, Paul Orndorff, like them guys. They set what they had to set to make wrestling move forward.
Is that a question?
No, I'm making a statement.
Oh, okay.
Ken Patera, Paul Orndorff,
all right.
Like them guys, Bob Backlund.
No, that older. I mean, I interviewed Ken Patera for this. I actually didn't put it in the book, but I went and interviewed Ken Patera for this book, and that guy's he's nuts. I mean, in the most in the most entertaining way. But like, I'm interviewing him, and I've got my tape recorder out, and I'm thinking like, he's okay saying all this stuff like on tape because it was the most like. But I don't think he cared. He just doesn't. He hasn't given a shit for a long time. So
yeah,
he just went off on everything.
We have a listener who says, I can't wait for Gary's book.
I'm going to start writing it tomorrow.
58 Peterson says, Saturday morning, Channel 48, 11 a.m., All-Star Wrestling from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Right. And Brad, you bring up Allentown a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I had no idea.
And just on another, like me and Dave Peterson have stood on a porch for hours on end talking about wrestling.
Oh, that's awesome.
like hours on end.
Oh, that's cool.
Like,
So yeah, he said channel 17, 2 p.m. from Hamburg, PA, and then 7:05 Superstation TBS, WCCW from Turner Studios. Yeah, I mean those were the days, right? Like, you know, the I remember the Saturday morning wrestling.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
The Ultimate. I remember, like,
yeah.
I can't
The
remember
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior every Saturday morning. I remember.
You couldn't wait to see it. You
Yeah.
couldn't wait.
But the thing is,
Unfortunately, he stroked out.
and he wasn't a good wrestler. Like,
Well, that's I mean
Yeah.
that's one
He
of the
wasn't.
things is like one of the sad things in the book is that if you didn't die from heart issues because of steroid abuse in your 50s, then you
Yeah.
probably end up getting CTE and dementia from all the bumps in your 60s and 70s.
Wow, what a thought.
And you know, like knees replaced, hips replaced.
Right.
And the thing about these wrestlers is, you know, even to this day, they're still independent contractors. So
Right.
what's
Yeah.
crazy is that like the custodian at WWE has health insurance, but Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes do not.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Crazy.
it's nuts.
So when I was trying to tell Mike before the show, so Mike, like out of the four of us here on the panel, Mike's the least wrestling fan, right? So
Mhm.
Mike's like, all right, you know, that's cool. Like, you know, he's like, I'll go along with the ride, right? I try to explain to him that I feel like the way you wrote this book, because first of all, when you go in the early pages of the book, you gave like meanings. All right, this is what a jobber is. This is what you know.
Right.
This is what this means. He gives language to like what these terms mean.
Yeah.
So, and even the way you wrote the book, Brad, which is phenomenally done. I mean, the way you word things, the way you use your adjectives, the way you kind of set the table, the way you close the chapters from where you open them is like it's such a great book. And
So you
Thank
open. So I get it. So you open a chapter with something, and then you get
And it
into
comes
something, and then
back.
it eventually circles back.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
it's,
Cool.
it's so well done. And so I was trying to tell Mike, like, even if you're not a big wrestling fan, like Mike didn't really watch wrestling at all, I think he would enjoy it just for the fact that this enjoys kind of a bad word.
It's just
to use.
an interesting book.
It's
interesting
entertaining.
book.
It would be an entertaining
because
read.
the backstories of these guys and the shit that they go through.
Yeah.
I don't need to know like their wrestling career to be able
Yeah,
to
yeah,
enjoy their backstory. Yeah.
Well, it's you know, it's similar. Sean, did you read the Wax Pack?
I did not. No,
Okay.
and I so you know, when I was reading this book, that's how I found out about the Wax Pack.
Yeah.
And my wife told me, she's like, "Oh yeah, he did this other book." And so then I did some research and I looked that up, and I obviously as a sports fan, I'm obviously intrigued.
Right.
And then you mentioned Don Carmen, and I know
Right.
we're kind of switching tracks here. A fun fact here about Don Carmen: we have a good friend, Matt Edwards, who runs the relief room here.
Oh yeah. That was
You know,
I
Oh
saw
wow.
there was a big feature on that, and was it in the New York Times?
New York Times
Yeah.
by Tyler
Yeah.
Kepner. Tyler Kepner wrote it.
So here's a funny thing. So Tyler Kepner was one of the first people to get on board with the Wax Pack and help me out with that book. And then
That's awesome.
So
And
what?
then-
The
and
wax
then
pack's another book.
yeah, and then and so Tyler wrote a great little blurb for the Wax Pack to help promote it. And then the Relief Room guy and I started following each other on Twitter, and so we started talking. So it's like this great,
Dude,
you know,
that's
connection.
crazy.
of
It's
stuff.
like a
Third-
little
6
world
degrees of
we're all
Kevin
in.
Bacon or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, it's like a little world
So
we're all in.
I'm going to close it a little more. So Matt and I have, and all of us have become really good friends. Matt's he's one of the nicest guys ever. And he has a bat. So Don Carmen obviously was a pitcher. And he has a broken bat of Don Carmen's that is a part of the handle of his vanity for his bathroom.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh wow.
And Matt, and I'm not doing self promotion here. We can talk afterwards. I have a book out for publishing right now.
Nice.
That's submitted for publishing, and Matt was a part of it, and
Nice.
that's freaking wild. Like,
Well,
Yeah. So
if it
we've
was a
all
re-
relieved ourselves in the relief. room.
Yes, we have.
Yes, yeah.
if it was a broken bat, it was probably the one time Don Carmen made contact because
Yes.
and that's what Matt said. Matt's
Yeah.
like, you know how awesome this is? Like, he never hit anything. He broke a bat. Like, dude, that's wild, Brad.
Well, it was so bad that Jason Stark made it like a recurring thing in his column in either the Inquirer or the Daily News about like the Don Carmen hit watch, and it was like how many, because he was like 0 for 50 or something.
Yeah, it was an ongoing story. Like,
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
that's so
God
cool.
Chris Benoit didn't have that bat.
Oh God. This is what you get. Welcome to the show, Brad.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been then having a little ADD on this show and kind of like eventually like circle all around. We'll get back to the book eventually.
Yeah. Brad, it's off color and it's so bad. I was going to be Chris Benoit for Christmas or for Halloween when you're pushing around an empty stroller.
Oh man, too soon.
Yeah, it was bad.
so Brad, getting back to the wrestling thing.
No, that's my line.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot, Brad.
Yeah.
Your favorite wrestler of all time. Who's the
I know who it
and
is.
the second part of that question, who's the GOAT?
Yeah, well, the first one's obvious if you read. So the Iron Sheik was like my hero as a kid, and I'm not saying he was the GOAT, but he was my favorite. And I don't know. Again, I was a straight. I mean, my favorite. To tell you everything you need to know about what a weird kid I was, my favorite wrestler was the Iron Sheik, and my favorite baseball player was Don Carmen. And there's probably
no way.
There's
Don
probably
Carmen's
no.
your baseball player?
There's probably no one on earth that would utter that statement.
No, I can't imagine I'd come across someone that said Iron Sheik was their favorite wrestler and Don Carmen was their best favorite baseball player.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I just always liked the underdogs or the people that no one else liked. But in terms of the GOAT, I mean, I go with Hulk Hogan as the GOAT.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Just because of the cultural info. Okay, here's a good test of this. So I moved from California to Rhode Island a few months ago for the year. And as I travel the country, I would go up to people like at the grocery store, just random people. And I made sure to make it, all different ages and ethnicities. And I would ask them, can you name a single professional wrestler, past or present? And I did this with 90 people. And of those 90, the most common person was Hulk Hogan, even now. And then of those 90, only 2 people mentioned a current wrestler. And the rest was like either The Rock or John Cena. So like, it's interesting that even though wrestling is still popular, it's like the old school guys are still the ones that have the impact.
Yeah. That is it. That is interesting, isn't it?
I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd go Bob Backlund.
As the GOAT?
That was your
Steve Carlton. No, that's my favorite.
Steve Carlton and Bob Backlund are 2 favorites. Yeah.
So, Brad, who was your favorite interview?
Good question.
It wasn't Sergeant Slaughter, I could tell you that.
No. I think it was probably Tony Atlas because he was so much fun. Like I went up to Maine and spent a couple days and like went to the gym with him. And it was crazy. So he still wrestles at age 70, which is nuts.
Wow.
And he trains in a local YMCA. And I mean, I'm in good shape, but not like a weightlifter. I'm like 170 pounds. And he had me, he had me actually bench pressing more weight than I've ever done in my life, just because he's so good at like the psychology of how to pump somebody up.
That story is nuts. You're sitting, you're bench pressing, and you're like, okay, this feels heavier, and he's not telling you the weight, right? He's just slapping.
Yeah, he's just going into his
two something.
I did like 215 or 220, which like I'm 170 pounds, so that was like way more than I've ever done.
That's impressive.
And he's just egging you on, like, let's go.
Right.
You could do this.
Right. He's
still ripped, right? Tony Allen's
he's. I mean, there's a picture I have where his arm is the size of my head. I mean,
Jesus.
Or
lift it,
even my thigh.
I want to see it, brother. Lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it.
It was about that. Yeah.
So getting back to the code conversation. So you obviously know, you've met a lot more than me. You wouldn't put the Undertaker in that conversation?
Well, Undertaker, I would say he could be on the Mount Rushmore. But I mean, he's actually underrated in that conversation because you're right. Like the longevity and the number of WrestleManias. I think the Undertaker, I don't know. It's like he was there for so long that he actually is underappreciated because guys that were there for shorter periods of time maybe had a higher peak, but he's kind of like the
guy
like
that faded away.
kind of like the Hank Aaron of wrestling, right? He's like just so like consistently good for so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
So you can make a good case for Undertaker.
Yeah. I got a comment here from Dave Peterson. Fun fact: Larry Zbyszko, he was a great announcer, let alone the fact that he was, a good announcer, a great announcer.
Like a cookie.
Really hit Bruno San Martino with a wooden non-stage chair. Zbyszko grabbed the wrong chair by mistake and swung away. I didn't hear that. Yeah, you knew that one?
Crazy story. Yeah. There's like a lot of stories like that of guys, getting hit for real back in those days.
Oof. Yeah, it's got to.
I mean, if you look at any old school wrestler's forehead, it looks like the surface of the moon, right? Because they cut their foreheads with razor blades.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was another thing about, again, I'm not giving too much away about the book, but I didn't know that they kind of got away from the cutting thing. Like they kind of shied away from that. I would
imagine. What happened? Break skin, like,
but they did it for so long, and all of a sudden they stopped.
What happened was it was HIV in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
And
Thanks,
then
Magic.
And then it was
my ass got infected.
And then it was that the WWF was getting they were catering to kids, right? So
okay. I have to imagine it.
And then the PG era happened.
But then they do. Okay, so all right, so they get away from the cutting, but then they bring out these girls in scantily clad outfits.
Well,
right?
nobody's, there's
but they also went back to blood in that era too a little bit.
Okay.
Like didn't Mankind and stuff and all this stuff with the barbed wire and stuff? I mean, they got cut up pretty good with that.
Yeah, like basically in the Attitude Era, everything. Yeah, they went back to blood. They went to like sex, and it was crazy.
Right, like it was all like, okay, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, sex sells.
The interesting.
That was actually Mankind's idea to get thrown off the top of that cage, though.
Yeah,
the Undertaker didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
The crazy thing, Brad, I think this book comes out at the right time. And again, 6-pack. Look it up. It's on Amazon. It's easy to find. Just look up the 6-pack.
Your local beer distributor has a 6-pack as well.
It's not as interesting though.
Yeah, so
it all depends on what kind you get.
Wait, but that's a good question.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Why did you name it the 6-pack? For a non-wrestling fan, what was the 6-pack? What's the significance?
Yeah, so 3 reasons. The first book was called The Wax Pack on the Open Road in Search of Baseball's Afterlife. So this was being the same idea, the 6-pack on the open road in search of WrestleMania. Second reason is because all these guys drank 6-packs all the time on the road in between towns. And the third one is that, the 6-pack of abs in rest, trying to get your 6-pack going. So yeah, multiple reasons. I should have probably tried to strike a deal with a beer distributor though. And, get
6-pack, you get a 6-pack,
6 and 6 or something.
So bulk, get a 6-pack, half price.
So this is perfect. This is a perfect segue. Phil Mikowski asked a question. And actually Phil just got your book this week. He DM'd me this week when he saw the promo about you coming on. So he said, were you involved with Dark Side of the Ring? And my segue was the fact that your book came out in April and all these wrestling shows are coming out now.
Yeah.
The backstage stuff it's perfect timing, Brad. It really is. But were you involved at all with the Dark Side of the Ring thing?
No, I haven't done anything with them. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's great timing. And now that like The Rock is on the board of directors for WWE, he has this whole film studio. So like the dream is to see it. I know that they're looking at the book right now. And so it'd be awesome if it got picked up by them or adapted in some way.
Nice.
Like a series, a movie or something. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, these stories.
If you smell
what
The Rock is cooking.
I'm not just saying it because he's on with it. Like, it's that freaking good.
Yeah.
The stories,
I can't wait to read it.
Backstories. Like, I can see that happening, Brad. Like, I really can. Like, it's.
Well, turn in the other book from 5 years ago, you fuck.
Who, me?
No, he's talking about his brother. He's still talking about the Dawkins book.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, because he wants to borrow. All right, so here's the thing.
Now you need to give the backstory.
Ryan wants to borrow this book, and I said, "Well, fucking Brad autographed it, and I'm not going to give it to you until you give me the book I lent you 5 years ago." So yeah,
That seems fair. And also, to answer Phil's question, yeah, the book's on Audible.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I narrated it, so it was fun to get to.
Oh, that's awesome.
Was that difficult?
So hard.
Was it? Yeah.
Like you have no idea. I have so much respect for voice actors because like you're locked in a booth for 5 hours a day for 5 hours with an engineer on your headset.
Yeah.
And every time like you make the slightest movement, you have to stop and start again, or it takes forever. And
were you ever like thinking like I'm gonna do someone else's like someone else's voice? You just break it out.
Well, I asked the engineer like am I supposed to change my voice? For Vince McMahon. I did a little bit with Vince McMahon and Iron Sheik, like, but you can't do it too much because it's I'm not a voice actor, so.
Right.
But it was, I played with it a little bit.
Well, 2 weeks ago, we were trapped in a booth.
What was that? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
What is he talking about?
At the bachelor party.
Oh,
that was
all right, whatever.
I had no idea what you're talking about.
Trapped in a booth.
So no, I mean, I guess, yeah. To that point, you're reading. And you can't say you have to make sure that you're pronouncing and enunciating every word exact. And if it's not,
you stop and they tape you continuously, so you just go back a couple words and go again. And then I mean it's pretty fancy now because they have like everything. They have like little graphs that show the level of your voice, so like the engineers can go in and they can tell when you stopped and started again, and they can cut and all that. So it's pretty impressive the way they do it, but it's still like really hard to not screw up at all.
I can't imagine so like I was in a band, I play guitar in a band and we recorded an album, whatever. And this dude, shut up. And the same thing, the pressure, like, all right, record, blah, blah, blah. You hear the clicks and you got to come in and you got to hit it because time is money and you got to hit that. And it's like, there is extra pressure, and you wouldn't think like reading words that you wrote, but you have to enunciate a certain way, right? You have to pronounce it a certain way.
Yeah.
Where are the audio books available?
So you can get it on Spotify, Audible. I mean, pretty much wherever, you can download it.
How long did it take you when it was all said and done? Like when you finished?
Well, for
the reading part?
5 days and 5 hours a day.
Oh man.
Can we get it on Satchel?
You probably get it on Satchel. I'm sure it's on Satchel. We have a question here from Dave Peterson. Who do you Satchel is actually legitimate? It's actually a podcast outlet. Dave Peterson said, Brad, who do you think was the most underrated wrestler?
Good question.
That's a great question.
That is a great question. I think there's a lot of guys that, what I think is he's highly regarded but still underrated is Bret Hart.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ricky the Dragon
like he should be mentioned in that GOAT conversation.
He's my
and so I don't know if you heard this, but I sent the book to several wrestlers: Mick Foley, Chris Jericho, Bret Hart, and I heard back. Like I was on Jericho's podcast, and Mick Foley and I have been corresponding, and he wrote me a nice thing. But by far the best thing was I had given up. I had sent it to Bret Hart, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I get this 5-paragraph email from Bret Hart. That was like, your book is one of the greatest of all time, and it brought me to tears. And I was like, oh my god, this is
wow,
oh my god,
that's awesome.
That was that was the highlight of the whole process, was to have someone because Bret Hart, I feel like, is one of the few guys in wrestling that just has so much integrity. So getting that was amazing.
Nice.
Oh my god.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
And the way he said, and there's truth to that. Like he was the most And first of all, he was the most in my opinion, Bret Hart was the most professional wrestler in the ring.
Yeah.
He knew, I'm hurting him too much. Let me let it go. You're hurt. You hit too hard. Stop. All that stuff. He fucking
right. I think if you go back and watch Bret Hart matches,
Goldberg wasn't a good wrestler.
Yeah.
His realism was so impressive, right? Like he just his work in the ring was actually like so smart. So the psychology was so good.
Phil wants to know what you mean. I
can't even ask.
I do. I meant to ask this. Will you make Gary a picture book so he can read it?
Tell him that's not very nice, Bill.
He's staring at me. He's all mad. Bill, that's the comment of the night. That's fantastic.
Hey, Phil, meet me at the end of the street at the end of the night.
You guys are going to wrestle?
No, here's another
yeah.
Phil's
I'll choke slam you motherfucker.
Well, Phil said, have any of the current wrestlers reached out to you about the book?
The current, no. Well, Chris Jericho's still wrestling, but but no, guys in WWE, like they'll never, because they're under such a tight watch that if it's not produced by WWE,
What about Ric Flair? You heard anything from Ric Flair?
No, but I did meet Ric Flair for the book, and that was funny because I had called him and got him on the phone, and he couldn't talk, and so like a week later I was down in Tampa, Florida, doing research on Hulk Hogan, and I went and found like the guys that he was in a band with before he was a wrestler, and talked to all these sources down there, and then I was out on the docks in Tampa, like they had like food trucks with some of my friends. And I was talking to this guy at the food truck, and he's like, "Oh, Ric Flair is always in the bar right behind you, every day." And I was like,
God.
"What?" So I said, "All right, well, I'll do a quick walkthrough on my way back to the table." And I walk in, and sure enough, like there's Ric Flair on like a Tuesday, sitting like there's this woman about like literally like 40 years younger than him.
Of course there is.
Of course there is, yeah.
Next to him. But otherwise, like there's no one else around. And he's just like watching the sports on TV. And I went up to him and I said, "Hey, Rick, I talked to you on the phone last week." And then the woman that was with him, she's like, "Oh no, that's not Ric Flair." And I was like, come on. Like there's no one more recognizable than, the guy, like, he's become a cartoon of himself. But I said, I said, "Hey, I'd love to talk to you." But he was actually right. It was right before his last match that he had in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "No, I'm not talking, I'm not doing anything till the match is over." So I didn't get to, interview him, but yeah, I did see. Ric Flair's the ultimate example of the wrestler that cannot get out of his character.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rolex wearing, limousine riding.
Oh, it's going crazy.
Yeah.
He is fully transformed into his character and not coming back.
I only had a heart attack in a ring.
Yeah, they talk.
Yeah, that was
they talk about actors like sometimes needing like months to recover from that, and wrestlers do it.
Yeah.
And wrestlers do it for years on end. The same character. Like I could understand it.
And it's weird to see him out of character. Dude, Brad, I met Hulk Hogan when I was like fucking 12 years old. Mm-hmm. And long story short, my youngest sister was 2 years old. She had cancer. They weren't thinking she was gonna make it. They didn't think she was gonna make it. We had a give kids the world thing, make a wish, whatever. And we ended up going down to Florida, and it just so happened in this little place we were staying at, Hulk Hogan and Adam Curry from MTV were filming a segment for Circus of the Stars there, and they're like, "Oh, come on out." I'm like, "Fucking Hulk Hogan!" Like, "Yeah, we're going." We sat there, we're on TV, like, whatever. And I met him afterwards, and I was so scared because Hulk Hogan's like 6'5" or whatever he is. Like, was he listed as 6'7", which is bullshit?
He was listed as 6'8". Yeah,
and those
listed as 6'8",
and those 24-inch pythons.
They are 24 inch.
Yeah,
those arms are pretty big. Not as big as mine.
That's what she said.
Go, my brother. No, but I was so scared. his hand like crushed my whole arm, and I'm like, oh, can I have your autograph, Hulk? You know, and I think he's the only wrestler I ever met. I'm pretty certain he's the only wrestler. And I was scared shitless to meet him. So the fact that you're going up and you're driving around and you're knocking on Sergeant Slaughter's door, and hoping he's going to answer, you know, and like, I don't know what kind of response I'm going to get. Oh my God. Let alone the fact that you're knocking on Iron Sheik's door, who threatened to kill you years before.
Yeah.
I don't know, Brad. I don't know if am I giving too much? Do you want to share that part of the story to kind of? I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, I think the point you're making is I'm a little bit crazy or naive. But I think it's all for me. It's always like I'm willing to take the risk for the sake of the adventure and the story. And so far, it's worked out okay for me. I mean, I did in the Wax Pack, I did something similar with ambushing Carlton Fisk and all that.
Oh, wow.
And,
okay.
So same tactics with the guys, the baseball players that weren't talking to me. But it's always like, that you can always tell the story of trying to get the story even if you don't end up meeting the person. So
Brad, I mean, I have to read. Like, I want to read the Wax Pack because after I read this one, I'm like, I have to absolutely read that because obviously being a sports fan, being a baseball fan.
Yeah.
So just, if you don't mind walking people through that one too, because that whole thing is intriguing. You just randomly open up a pack of cards.
Yeah. So
whatever cards are in this pack, I'm going to meet them.
Yeah. So I got a pack of 86 tops, which is the first year I collected cards. And I said, okay, whoever's in the pack, these are going to be the guys that I go track down on another massive road trip. And, awesome. Tell the story of like what happened to these guys with the rest of their career or rest of their lives. And so
it's like Brad, we have a segment that's fuck you been. That's basically we just kind of like look Wikipedia somebody and like randomly like
I'll find the thing. But
hold on. Yeah,
if I can find it. This is the when we do it. Here you go.
Fuck you, Ben. 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 Where the fuck you, Ben? Where the fuck you, Ben?
And then we go in. Oh, here's so and so. Blah 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 blah. And we go through the whole thing. So
that's fun. Yeah. So it's like the randomness, right? You get the randomness of the pack. It was a ton of fun. I mean, I discovered all kinds of stuff again about like who they are as people more than their baseball exploits. And so that book was really about like father. Like I was amazed at how many guys over and over again I would end up talking to, and they would get emotional talking about how shitty their fathers were. Like Rick Sutcliffe and Randy Reddy and Steve Yeager and Don Carmen and all these guys, like just a lot of shitty dads. And that was, eye-opening. I didn't know that. I mean, the thing about baseball is it's when you read the newspaper accounts and the media accounts of baseball players, they're trained to say nothing of interest, right? The whole Bull Durham thing, all the cliches, just give 110%, we'll take it one day at a time. So my goal with that book was to get beyond the cliches and really try to understand, who these guys are as people. And I think I did a pretty good job of doing that by going to wherever they were and doing different, so I watched Kung Fu movies with Gary Templeton. I got a hitting lesson with Vance Mullenix. I went to the zoo with Don Carmen.
So Don Carmen's card just happened to be in that pack.
That's amazing.
To address that, I did open up multiple packs, but I didn't switch cards between the packs.
Okay.
So because I figured like if I open just one and go with that, like if 8 guys are dead or live in Indiana or something, it's gonna be a boring road trip book. So I opened several packs, and then I picked the pack that had mostly alive people, and Don Carmen was definitely a big reason why I picked it.
Gotcha.
That's so cool.
That's funny.
That's so cool, man.
So
did you tell Matt this, by the way? Did you tell Matt Edwards of the Real Free Room about this?
He and I talked about when I was doing
my
that.
God. I had no idea you guys knew. What the fuck? I had no idea you guys
So-
knew each other.
Look, how much does an 86 Tops pack go for around these days?
Well, that's the beginning of the junk wax era. So everyone started collecting because they all thought they were going to put their kids through college with baseball cards. And they're all worthless, right? But you can get a pack for like $4, $5.
We got right here. Mark said, "When does the casting start from the movie? This needs to happen."
Yeah,
But
Well,
dude,
like
your mind is like so.
It's
you
so-
are
it's
you are
creative,
so ahead of the curve. It's not even funny, Brad.
yeah, like Brad, have you
I-
has the thought crossed your mind of like going to like a production company and
Oh no, it's already right now the guy that wrote the movie Trouble with the Curve with Clint Eastwood, he's actually working on adapting it for
Oh,
a
that's
movie.
awesome.
So we'll see. Hollywood's
amazing.
Hollywood's a crapshoot, but like we'll see what happens.
is
that'd be
he
cool.
talking about adapting it to a movie or a series?
Movie, like a feature movie, yeah.
Nice, nice.
Don't forget about us.
Yeah. So I want to. You were asking me before about why I like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story. So
Yeah.
it's pretty ridiculous. When I was 4 or 5 years old, growing up in Rhode Island, like I should have been a Boston fan because everyone else was. But again, I was never one to follow the crowd. So
And you don't talk like these assholes either. So that's
Yeah,
good.
fuck Boston.
So I had I don't know why I had a favorite letter when I was like 5 years old, and it was F. And I guess I couldn't spell yet because I heard the name Philadelphia Phillies, and I thought like, that's the greatest name of all time. So I just, as a kid, became a Philadelphia, and then it went on to the other sports, and to this day, I'm a huge Philly sports fan, and so yeah, the Eagles, the Phillies,
EAGLES Eagles.
So just to go off topic for a minute, I want to ask you guys an Eagles question.
Yeah.
So who would you consider the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time?
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be McNabb, only because of his longevity and his success.
Okay.
I hate that fact. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not a proud one. However,
His playoff success was better
It
than
has
to
anyone
be.
else's.
They
And I'm-
competed for the Super Bowl every year of his career.
And I'm really hoping that Jalen Hurts can surpass that.
Am I wrong, or it seems like
You love
Philadelphia fans don't really embrace Donovan McNabb as much as you
They
would
don't.
think they would?
See, but
You're-
that's the
you're not
thing,
wrong.
Brad.
You're not wrong.
If you lived in Philly, you'd understand why.
Okay.
It's his own fault.
Yeah.
Like the Philly fans want to love him, but every now and again he says something so asinine
Yeah.
He's fake.
that you want to crack him in his face.
He's very fake. He's very kind of he's not a Philadelphian.
Was
So-
that consistent
and
throughout
then-
his whole time there?
What's that?
Yeah, pretty much. He was always a so Brad,
When
he
he-
was
when-
always a company man.
Yeah,
he was
but
always
when,
yes.
I understand, but you know what? In the prime of his career, when they were in the 4 NFC championships,
Yeah.
we were all about him.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't until towards the end that it got bad, and then, like you said,
Even then,
like
though, Mike. Though, even then, people still didn't like him.
when
No,
when he played the game with a broken ankle against Arizona.
That was in 03.
You're
There were
right,
still
like
people who were against him.
I never liked him.
Way to
Really?
open the
Never.
floodgates, Brad.
Right,
So you won't see many McNabb.
I never liked Donovan McNabb.
What's that, Brad?
You won't see many McNabb jerseys at a game now, right?
You still will, but people, it is a reluctant number. It is weird.
Yeah,
Even when he got his number retired, right?
Yeah.
And he came to midfield and number 5 will always love you. And people were like,
yeah, but he said it after he trashed the city. Like,
yeah,
didn't really like
it's been
completely
weird.
trash the city. And then like there's been other quarterbacks that have played after it. He's always kind of he's always kind of been a little lukewarm. He's always kind of like he's taken like a little bit of parting shots. It's always been a little weird. He's always been a little bit off.
We have Brad, we have a and this is something in in my book that I hit on, it's we have an inferiority complex.
It's Boston's fault.
It's New York and Boston's fault.
More
And
Boston. New
it's-
York hasn't
it's
done
that
a
whole-
lot.
It's that whole thing where other teams, other cities are bigger than us. So when a player comes here and it completely embraces us, the people like Chase Utley, the people like pretty much everyone behind me, that right there is my favorite Eagle of all time.
Right.
Brian Dawkins. As much as I love Jason Kelsey, Brian Dawkins will always be my number one.
Yep.
Not
you
that
know,
Kelsey didn't embrace the city. as
No,
much, yeah.
and Jason Kelsey, Jason Kelsey's the only, he's probably the greatest Eagle who ever won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? Think about it.
Yeah.
He's probably the greatest Eagle.
Okay,
ever.
but here's my. I think it's actually better for that Philadelphia not win more than it does, because hear me out.
Oh,
It's the underdog story. Here we go.
Yeah.
Boston and Chicago, specifically the Cubs, have both been ruined, I think, by too much success. And I think Philadelphia retains a certain degree of charm because of that inferiority complex.
Are you calling us the lovable losers?
There is
So because
Brad's
they're
not
all
100% wrong.
so
He's not 100% wrong.
so
with that.
because they're usually almost good enough, that makes them charming.
I think it gives a certain degree of character that like no one cares anymore about Boston.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Celtics in the final.
Atlanta Braves.
Right.
The Atlanta Braves are in a pennant chase, and like their stadium's half full.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There
I'm not.
So the common fan out in the Midwest say, and he, like the Phillies this year, like they look like a legitimate World Series contender, and because they never win, it's like, let's pull for the Phillies.
Brad,
I
the
think
point.
so.
the
It's a good point.
the Phillies are over in the UK right now. The fans, they said it's not even close. The ratio between the Mets and Phillies fans in the UK,
It's like
They-
90,
Really?
it's like 90%
Wow.
Phillies fans. They
Yeah.
said it's insanity.
Wow.
New York has a ton more money
Right.
as a city.
Yeah, Phillies fans
So-
are taking
Yeah.
over London.
It's crazy, Brad. So in your book, and again, you're interviewing Tino Santana, and you're in a car, and you're having trouble translating with Tino's kid,
Yeah.
and you're talking baseball,
Right.
and they ask you, who's your favorite team, and you said the Phillies. Dude, my eyes lit up. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Now I definitely have to get Brad on the show. and it was funny because I'm sorry, is the son or daughter? I'm sorry.
The son.
Son laughed and said, "Oh, they're eliminated.
Yeah,
eliminated from the fucking World Series,
Yeah.
right?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, And I found that so funny. Like I laughed so hard at that. I was like, "Oh my god, that's fantastic!" Like, here's someone who doesn't understand English, who knows, is a baseball fan. You found a connection, and they broke your balls.
Mm-hmm.
They broke your balls over Philadelphia.
That's right. In Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
That's
that's funny.
hysterical. That whole thing, that whole exchange was amazing. And then I knew I came home. I was like, I reach out to him. You got to get him on the show.
Okay, so this will really surprise you that for one of my next projects, which is not going to be a book right now, but I really want to do a deep dive into a former Philadelphia Eagle quarterback that you would probably never guess who it is.
Roman Gabriel.
No,
Hold on.
Bobby Hoying.
the great number 14.
Wait, number 4. Corey Detmer.
Corey Detmer.
No,
Doug Peterson.
no.
Number 14. Who else was fucking 14?
I actually I made a custom T-shirt that says 14.
14.
Ken O'Brien?
Feely.
AJ Feely.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he actually's had a good, that's actually a good pull because he
carried it like when McNabb went down and then Corey Detmer went down.
Brad.
He kept them relevant.
Brad, I'm not kidding. If you need a connection to AJ Feely, I have it.
Really?
Yes, my brother-in-law plays basketball with him.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yes.
I'll definitely take you up on that.
He plays basketball with him on Sunday mornings. So
Awesome.
yeah, if you're gonna really fucking do that,
But Brad, understand he's not the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time.
Okay, but
Just understand that.
I do know that
we're not the podcast of all.
As you
He's
guys,
no
it
Nick
won't,
Foles.
And by the way, Sean, you dropped something. Let me pick that up for you.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. But
it won't surprise you
Yeah,
now
that's
that now that you know I like Don Carmen and the Iron Sheik. It won't surprise you that I like backup quarterbacks. And so I want to ask, like, is there a case to be made for Nick Foles to be top 4 of all time for Eagles quarterbacks?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Except for the guy on the end. No.
Got him
No.
This has been a debate that we've
Oh,
had.
No. No.
You don't know what you just did.
Yes.
Brad, you
No.
just opened a can of worms.
Because
Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead.
Yes.
Speak your piece.
Nick Foles, he sat on the sidelines. He came in when the starting quarterback got hurt, and he took that team to the fucking championship and won the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl.
Yes,
He did.
He won the Super
You know what?
Bowl.
Fuck. Hold on.
So that makes him top 4 all time?
He is the only Super Bowl winning quarterback, but that doesn't make him top 4.
So who do you guys have? Who do you have for your top 4?
So top 4. All right. So top 4. I'm going to go.
Your Mount Rushmore.
My Mount Rushmore of Eagles quarterbacks.
quarterbacks?
I'm going to go Donovan McNabb.
Jaws.
Ron Jaworski has to be on there. Randall Cunningham. And then Norm Van Brocklin.
Yes.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Stop.
Okay.
I don't
So-
disagree.
Wait, stop what? Who?
Well, Nick
Who are
Foles,
you going to replace him with?
Nick Foles doesn't get on there.
He had 9
No.
quarters. He had 9 quarters of greatness, which was the greatest 9 quarters ever. But
Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, but
it's all right. Cole Hamels.
count on
Hold on.
one. Count
No,
on,
it's a good point. Cole Hamels has that World Series
World
MVP.
Series
Is he
MVP.
better than Carlton?
Carlton never won one.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Carlton did
80.
win one. Yeah, 80, yeah.
Who's your top 3 Phillies pitchers of all time? Cole Hamels in your top 3?
Kurt Schilling,
Okay.
Never won.
Carlton has to be there, right?
Steve Carlton.
At this point, Zach
Robin
Wheeler.
Roberts.
I mean,
I mean,
how can you argue with that?
Grover Alexander was fucking fantastic. Like, back in the day when you were born. Back in the
We're not talking about baseball. We're talking about
no, we
like fucking Foles.
we're just saying just because they won the championship.
See, Brad.
God damn it, Brad!
This guy says Dawkins is good but not great because he never won a Super Bowl.
Dude. He's like, he's good, not great. He
Dan
never won a
Marino,
ring.
good. He's good. He's not great. He
Meanwhile,
never won a Super Bowl.
We had
I gotta
Brad.
pee.
Brad, yeah, I love Brad.
Yeah.
Are you on a time?
This comment makes me want to piss.
Brad, are you on a time? Are you on a time constraint? By the way,
No.
you're good. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had Brian Dawkins on our show, which was, I mean,
Wow.
no offense,
That's amazing.
that was literally the pinnacle.
How did you get Brian Dawkins?
That's
Well-
because we're the Pinnacle podcast. That's why.
Long story short, a certain person used to report for the Phillies, became friends with her. She ended up becoming an agent for Dawkins, and I'm like,
Oh wow.
and he released a book, and I'm like, holy shit! And she sent me the book, and we got him on, and it was amazing. So the best part about it was that we interviewed Dawkins for 45 minutes.
Yes.
Then we stopped the interview, and he hung out with us for another hour and a half.
He did.
Wow.
And just BS.
Was he in
like-
person?
No, it was the virtual.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah, and but we just sat here, and I'm like, oh my, I can't believe this is happening.
That's amazing. Yeah.
The interview went off, and he's like, all right, what do you guys really want to ask me? We're like, oh.
Yeah.
And
We
so,
were like, we didn't anticipate this.
So we
like,
went
what do
on
we do?
the McNabb thing, TO, we went
Yeah.
everything, and he was so cordial, and he was so dude. He's so upfront about everything.
He's the same guy that he's totally legit.
Yeah. That's great. I love
All
hearing
right,
stories. I love
Mark,
hearing stories like
Mark
that.
said we interviewed Dawkins on his birthday. Mark said,
Oh wow.
yeah, that's awesome.
Brad, so your next book is beyond the sidelines. Nick Foles takes them to the
Yeah.
championship.
That's right. It's going to be the backpack on the open road in search of Philadelphia Eagles quarterbacks whose last name starts with F.
See, see, that's great stuff.
And Brad, you don't have to quote me on this. We actually had an Eagles beat writer who won't come on the show anymore because we literally asked him
about his dick.
Is it true? And he said, well, and he started laughing. And then he hit me up afterwards and said, can you edit that out? We asked another beat writer who is a constant guest of the show, and he said, oh, it made you turn.
The rumors are true.
The rumors are true. And we're like, okay. So
Nick Foles got a 747 behind his-
Okay, but it's sad that Nick Foles has still never retired, right?
he has. He officially has.
Are you sure?
Yep. Right? I thought he did. I thought he did this right? I thought he did.
I think I might have read an article about that. Yeah.
I thought he did this spring. I thought he
Okay, because I thought he was just like kind of hanging out, waiting for a call.
Well, I mean, retire, hanging out, waiting for a call. Is there really a difference?
That's a good point with the NFL. Yeah.
So, Brad,
Shit,
while
Brad,
he's
you might be right.
Brad, while he's
think
looking
you're
that
right.
up,
he never officially announced it.
No, he's right. He never officially announced it.
Right.
2023.
So even though I like Foles. I mean, I am a Randall fan, through and through. I love Randall, and it broke my heart when he went to the Cowboys for a year.
Yeah, that was weird.
Do you remember when he played against the Eagles as a Cowboy in Veterans Stadium?
I vaguely remember it.
That's a traumatic day.
I vaguely remember it.
It was McNabb in his rookie year versus Randall.
Yeah.
Randall Cunningham, what he did with the
With
Minnesota.
Well, Minnesota
he
was amazing.
Great. He was great.
Yeah.
He was MVP candidate that year.
I remember
But
that was like one of my first years of playing fantasy football.
Him and Randy Moss.
It was Cunningham and Steve Young were just lighting it up that year.
Yeah. But I missed that when he was in the Vikings, he wasn't running anymore.
No. Well, yeah, Randy Moss. You just Randy's up there somewhere.
Did I love the fact that Brad, did you ever live in Philadelphia? I mean, I know you came.
No.
And the fact that he's a Philadelphia, I love that.
Yeah.
And when I read that in the book, I'm like, what the fuck, Phillies fan? Like, 'cause I was already going to have you on the show anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been talking to a friend of mine to try to get Sam and Raven in house to come on because they're both local here, and I was already like interested, and I read the book, and then when I saw that, I'm like, oh, there's no fucking doubt. Like, are you kidding me? I got to get him on. Brad, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, this might disappoint you because it's a Boston Lager, Sam Adams.
That's fine. It's all right. Sam Adams is fine. Summer Ale's good stuff. You're just drinking the Boston Lager straight up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good beer. It's a good go-to.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm sorry, I missed things, but I'm gonna go back to the Nick Foles thing.
We're good.
No, Nick Foles.
You leave him alone.
No, Nick Foles.
Leave him alone.
As an Eagles quarterback, Nick Foles had the greatest stretch in Eagles history.
Yep.
But he is not on the Mount Rushmore of Eagles quarterbacks.
No, he's not. None of us said he was.
Well, except for Gary.
Except for Gary.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you could count on both hands how many good games he's
How
had
many
as an
inches he
Eagle.
is? Yes.
Well, no, he might be.
I don't know.
Oh,
That one
oh.
year he had with Chip Kelly was.
No, I said counting both hands how many inches he is.
No, but
No,
how
he
many?
can't. No, he can't.
How many good games? Yeah, but even that year with Kelly, didn't he only have?
He had 27 and 2.
Right.
27 touchdowns.
And he
Yeah,
had
but
a
no.
a game with 7 touchdowns.
But he didn't start the season with them.
Pro Bowl MVP.
Yes, you did.
No, he didn't.
No, he
No,
wasn't
he
the
didn't. Vic
starter.
was the quarterback. He
He
got
wasn't
hurt.
the starter.
Oh, he was on the team.
No, but I'm saying that he's had like maybe 10 good games with the Eagles
Right.
altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Oh,
Yeah.
10 memorable games, you motherfuckers.
Keep fighting.
No, he had the greatest stretch as a quarterback in Eagles history.
Keep
Right.
fighting that fight, Gary.
Oh, I won't stop.
You're-
So, Brad, while they're arguing over Nick Foles, a question for you.
Yeah.
Between your two books, now obviously, especially the 6-pack, that the wrestlers could have been dead. They could be, Was there anybody that you couldn't interview or that turned you down?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like in in the six pack, the white whale was Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
And so I went to pretty extreme measures. As Sean was saying, I literally went to his house in North Carolina to try to knock on the door. But before that, I had gone to outside Minneapolis where he grew up, and I had talked to people that knew him, his high school football coach who's in his 90s and still alive. And I think the reason why I had such a hard time with Sergeant Slaughter was because he probably knew I was going to ask him about whether or not he served in the military. And that was like a main kind of point of contention, because he was the one wrestler who was still sticking to his character storyline.
Yeah.
Where like he would be in interviews that are supposed to be out of character, and he would start saying how he had done two tours in Vietnam and how, telling war stories, and it had been already exposed that like he didn't serve. And so that was like pissing off a lot of veterans that were like, what are you doing? Like,
and he's still going with it.
Yeah.
So I think that may have been why he didn't want to talk to me. And then in a total just twist of fate, like a week after I turned the book in last year, actually, this is the 1 year anniversary of Iron Sheik dying. Yeah, he died one year ago today.
Which was really weird because I still saw tweets. I'm like, wait, and then you explained that in the book. I'm like, wait, how is Iron Sheik still tweeting? And then I found out why.
Yeah. So a year ago today, I got a text from his daughter that said, my dad just passed away in the night, and can you come to the private service? And so I flew out that weekend for the funeral.
Wow.
And who's the only wrestler to show up but Sergeant Slaughter? And
he was the only wrestler?
Yeah, and he ended up. I mean, a lot of the guys are dead, of course, but he was the only one. And then he gave the eulogy, and so I ended up writing an epilogue about that whole scene, where like after I go through all this trouble to try to find Sergeant Slaughter, he ends up in the same place as me.
Did he do it? Don't want to be, but did he do the eulogy in character?
No, but it was funny because at one point he did make a kind of a joke where he kind of accidentally slipped into character for a line. He said something like, "Oh, I gotta remember I don't have to do that," or something, along those lines.
Geez.
Right.
Wow. I'm telling you, it's that actor's mentality that Heath Ledger, it just they did it for so long.
And Brad, I got to tell you, like, there's two instances in the book. And again, I hope I'm not giving anything away. That instance, you had an opportune time to walk up to him and say, "Hey, can I ask you?" And it wasn't the right time. And then there was another time with Hulk Hogan in the same situation where you're in his bar and you ran up to him and you could have said, "Hey, oh, by the way, I want to ask you about that. Did you know that Brian Knobs owns the gym above?"
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know they're good friends, but
yeah, so right above his store, and I only know I used to go down to Clearwater like every year for like 20 years, whatever, and been Hulk's store, and which was awesome. The store is so cool. Yeah. The person who runs it is awesome too. But right above, if you're looking at his store and go to the left, Brian Knobs owns a gym right up there.
Oh,
wow.
That's the Nasty Boy.
Yeah, one of the Nasty Boys. Yeah. So
and the other. Sorry. To answer Mike's question, the other another example is like Dwight Gooden in the Wax Pack.
Oh wow!
And that was a weird situation where he's the only baseball player that asked me for money. And
he needed a bag.
Well, so what happened? It was really sad because he had been clean for like 3 years at that point, and I had a whole thing set up. I went to his house in Long Island and in his living room. And he completely no-showed because that was like right when he was falling off the wagon again.
Oh shit!
Man.
And I ended up interviewing his oldest son, which actually ended up being great. Like, because it was with people like Dwight Gooden and Hulk Hogan, it's like, how do you say something new about them when they've had their story told so many different times?
Yeah.
And
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
So with Doc, it was talking to Doc Gooden Jr., who and telling the story of Doc through his oldest son's eyes. And that was really, I think it turned out really well.
Yeah. Oh man. Dude, how about the fact that the Mets just did that whole retirement ceremony recently? Like, was it Darryl Strawberry?
Yeah, that was Darryl.
Yeah, which is awesome. I'm glad they finally did something for him. I know, like we're friends with Dykstra.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and obviously,
what a character.
Dwight. Yeah, like Dwight, he's had his issues. And it's sad to see, but Dykstra is clean. We think. The last time I talked to him a couple months ago, I talked to him, and he seems like he's okay. He's back on the East Coast now.
Oh, good.
But much like Dwight, has his issues, and but it was great to see that he got honored by the Mets. So that's pretty cool. So
yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So another question about wrestling, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Brad, we can hold you all night. Like, I'm just saying, like,
so like with what's going on in the WWE now, like,
spit it out.
what do you think of the bloodline storyline? Because I'm not gonna lie, that drew me back in. I hadn't watched wrestling in a good 7, 8, 9 years, and I can't get enough of this. Like, I can't wait till Roman Reigns comes back. I can't wait till The Rock comes back. Like, I can't get enough of it. I think it's so intriguing.
Yeah,
I think of it?
I agree. I think that they were really stagnant for about 10, 15 years, and that storyline has brought them back. And I think what they did is they realized, like, they had to go back to some of the old school formulas, which is like having a long-term story arc, having somebody be champion for years. It's the same formula they were using in the late 80s with Hulk Hogan.
It's a goddamn soap opera.
Yeah. It is.
Well, and having long-term planning, it just goes to show you when you have long-term planning, it pays off. And I think, and they've got the right characters involved. So, yeah, I think it's the best thing that they've had in a long, long time.
Like, what do you think of Roman Reigns as a champ? Like, the fact that he's the longest reigning champion ever.
I think he's a great athlete, a great performer. But
no, well, Cody Rhodes is the champion now, but Roman Reigns is the longest reigning champion.
Is he
ever.
really?
Yeah, he had the belt for over 4 years.
Oh,
but I still say that the fact that he only wrestled like once a month, I have, that's not as impressive as like the guys back that were wrestling 200 to 300 days a year when they were champion.
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
And I mean, the guys in the era that I was writing about, they literally wrestled like 320 days a year.
They've wrestled 320 days a year.
Oh, dude, they would travel they did house shows all week.
They literally got their ass kicked, got on a bus,
and then did it
the next night.
Yep.
Well, the most impressive, the craziest thing was in that era in the late 80s, early 90s, where they did that, but they would have to fly every night, and they would always have to take the first flight out in the morning. So, these guys, they're up until 2 or 3 in the morning partying, doing drugs and everything. And their bodies are all getting beaten down. And then they have to get up at like 5 or 6 a.m. to go to the airport and fly. It was insane.
Yeah, sleep for 2 hours on the plane, 3 hours on the plane, and then go and do it all over again.
Yeah.
That's why they were on drugs.
Well,
Brad, I got a text message. Your guest is amazing. Is he single?
Well, no, I have a girlfriend, so not single, but yeah.
Right. I'll tell her no mas. Brad, here of everything we've talked about.
For some reason I can only see myself now.
I got you solo. Yeah.
Okay.
That was me. Brad, this is the most crazy question because this is insane. I still can't wrap my head around it. The fact that he wrote 2 books. I wrote one, and it's not even published yet, and it was the hardest fucking thing I've ever done. That doesn't even compare to the fact that Brad has discovered like 5 different types of insects and named one after Harrison Ford. Is that
What?
true? Yeah.
What the fuck
Brad
is it? What?
is a fucking scientist. Brad, please walk us through this. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, so actually, it's I discovered 17 species of insects that live in Tahiti, and my PhD was on Tahitian bugs. So I got to live there for a whole year, which was amazing. You know, it's an incredible place.
Oh my gosh!
And
Oh my gosh.
and the cool thing is when you discover new species, you get to name them. So I always liked Harrison Ford. I always see it with my favorite actor. So I said, all right, well, I'm going to name a bug after Harrison.
What is the name of the bug? What's the official name of the bug?
Well, so you just Latinize it. So the species is Harrison Fordi.
That's awesome.
So actually,
Does Harrison Ford know about this?
Well, so the official publication is going to come out in about a month or so, and so my hope is, and I'm sure like whenever someone does this, like it gets headlines because the media likes to cover this kind of thing.
We may need to name this show Harrison Ford Eye.
I like that. I like that.
So my plan is I'd love to interview Harrison Ford, but he's notoriously like hates interviews and he hates the media and he's very private. So my idea is to send his agent or whatever a list of all the questions I promise not to ask him.
Yeah.
And maybe that way I'll like find a way in to get to talk to him.
As an exterminator, I'll fuck that bug up.
Oh, speaking of bugs, all the rage now, at least in my household, is there's a flying fucking spider that's apparently going to be coming.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
A flying spider.
The Joro, I think it's a Jolo or Joro spider. It's
J-Lo.
4-inch,
Taco.
4-inch, 4-inch legs, right?
Yeah, it's a
I'll blow
giant.
my fucking house up.
What? Is this real?
It's
Yes.
an invasive spider that's arrived. Yeah.
Again, that's another gift from Asia.
So,
My kid's scared
Yeah.
shitless because of this thing.
Yeah,
I was like, it hasn't even gotten here yet.
I
It's
will-
coming tomorrow.
I will blow my fucking house up.
between that and the cicadas,
Yeah.
right? They're saying this. It's gonna be
And the lantern flies. And
cicada swarm, right? So
They
Brad,
gave us the lanternfly, the beetle bug,
Brad. We
the
kept
fuck
Brad-
COVID.
It's been an
Them
hour.
slanted eye fucks. They keep giving to us.
Dude,
Brad.
They keep giving. They keep giving. They keep giving.
Brad, I was gonna ask you a question before he went off.
Well, I mean,
You
I'm
went
not
off.
lying.
You all
You're
right?
gonna make love with a monkey, you get COVID.
Oh my god, that's
It
not
was
true.
a pangolin.
It was a penguin.
No,
Didn't
it was
you
a
see-
bat.
Didn't you see South
It
Park?
was a
It was a
bat.
pangolin.
Did you see
No,
South Park?
All
it
you
was
need to know is watch South Park.
It was
welcome
a bat.
to the later part
It
of the
was a
show,
fucking
Brad.
bat. You
You want to
love-
go back and take a nap?
No, you make love to a bat, you get COVID.
Brad, as a scientist, that's not true.
Johan
And
market.
also, huh?
The Johan market. The Johan market.
Not true.
Yes, it is true.
All right. Can we ask a question?
It's a flying fox. It's a flying fox.
Brad, I forgot. What I was asking. Now I forgot what I was asking. God damn you. On your
Thanks for coming on, Brad.
It's been nice knowing you.
Fucking flying fox.
This is what happens on the show.
What do you mean? Why are you pointing at me?
We did warn you about him at the
We
start
did.
of the show.
It
did.
ain't always me.
We did.
It ain't always me.
Dave Pearson, flying fucking spiders. Ugh.
Yeah.
Is that that's a real thing?
Yeah,
Yes, it's true.
What the fuck? What are these
All right,
called?
so what I was going to ask Brad.
they're not deadly.
Brad. So why don't you go back real quick? And
Is he
this is,
still there? Hello,
no,
Brad.
no, he's still
Yep.
there.
Brad, Brad,
He's
you
reluctantly still there, thanks to you.
there.
When you were writing your first, you're going to write your first book. It was going to be biography on Iron Sheik.
Right.
You had a nice, cozy job.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Yeah, I was a fact checker. I was a research editor for Islands Magazine out in Santa Barbara. So that was my first journalism job after college.
So
And you quit that to
to get
do
my
your
life,
research and everything?
to get
so
my
you
life
have to, like,
threatened by
go
the
to
Iron Sheik.
islands and yeah.
Islands in the street.
So yeah, I quit my job to go do the Iron Sheik, but then that went sideways, and so then I went back, and that's when I went off and did the bug research.
No,
Interesting.
see,
That's
bug research.
And
You know,
then,
you gotta.
I love this guy.
No, you got to honestly, you got to commend you, Brad. Like you had like a vision, you had a
Oh.
dream or whatever, and
100%.
you said, "Fuck it, I'm doing it."
Yeah.
Like, good
Yeah,
for you, man. Good for you.
Thank you. That, I mean, that's pretty much how I've lived my life. Is like, I know what I like, I know what I love, and I'm gonna find a way to do it. And
Hey, Brad, any research on that lanternfly?
Yeah,
I don't have anything on the lanternfly holstered. So
There's birds that are gonna take
Eat
take
it?
them out. Yeah.
yeah.
No, there's not. Them lanternflies will be here forever.
I will say, so
That's all again.
my latest thing that I've started to work on, because I'm not jumping into another book right now, is a website and a podcast where I'm going to focus on like new interviews with former athletes and former wrestlers from the 80s.
Oh, that's cool.
And the first thing I'm going to do is focus on the 1985 Phillies.
Oh, fucking A.
And so I'm gonna
85.
Yeah, why 85?
Why 85?
right, exactly.
Because they're the underdogs.
Brad, no lie.
You guys are.
I'm trying to think. 85 was.
What do you mean we're
I
assholes?
have
No, that's
a-
exactly why he's doing it, because they're the underdogs.
I talk to Steve Jobs every single day.
Really?
Every single day,
That's
Brad.
his greasy
Wait,
hair.
how is that possible?
He sends me a Bible quote every day.
Wow.
I'm not, dude.
So we
Brad,
had
I'm not lying. So if you need to get in touch with, I don't know if he was on the 85 team though, was he?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Yeah.
So if you need to get in contact, just let me know.
so we had reached out to
Dude,
him. He
he's
came
been-
on the show, and
He
he went and did a promotional thing with us. And ever since, he's been sending Sean a Bible quote every day.
Oh, it was,
Oh, it was awesome. He had
fantastic.
some amazing
Dude.
stories.
He will talk to you for 3 hours straight.
Yes.
He is an amazing.
He loves
person.
small ball.
He loves a small ball.
Nice.
Dude, he is an amazing person. Steve Joltz is one of my favorite people ever. He
All
really is. He is the nicest guy. He still lives in Pennsylvania, married, doing well. Two kids who have
It's the
grown
pretty
up.
locks. It's
Dude,
the pretty
he is
locks.
such a great guy. I
Right.
love him to death, man. I love Steve Joltz.
Well, I will definitely take you up on that. And my
Yes.
first person I'm talking to is Shane Raleigh.
Oh shit!
Oh wow.
Oh my god!
And then,
Yeah.
but see, what I want to do is not just do the players, but I want to do the front office, the beat writers, the draft picks, the bust draft picks.
85 Phillies.
So,
Fuck.
like, I'm going to talk to, do you know Dan Stevenson, Video Dan?
Yeah, Video
Yeah,
Dan. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get Video Dan.
He's
I'm
still
going
doing it.
to try to get Larry Schenk.
Yes. He's
Um,
easy. Dude, hit him up on Twitter. He's easily reached.
Yeah. So, and then, well, actually, I sent the wax pack to Mike Schmidt a few years ago, and
Yeah.
he wrote me an email, and he's like, I started your book. I have a few chapters in, and then I wrote back, and I never heard from him again. So I just emailed him again a couple months ago and said, hey, I'm doing a thing on. He probably had the same reaction you and everyone else did. Like why the hell are you writing about the 85 Phillies?
So here's
Um,
the.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Here's the starting 8.
Yeah.
Ozzie Virgil, Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt was actually playing first base.
Wow.
Juan Samuel at second base. Steve Jeltz, shortstop. Rick Shue was playing third.
Sure, yeah.
Jeff Stone was playing left. Von Hayes was playing center.
Oh god.
Glenn Wilson was playing right.
Oof.
The pitching, John Denny, Kevin Gross,
Mhm.
Sean Raleigh, Charles Hudson, Jerry Kuzman, Steve Carlton was still on the team. Dave Rucker, Rocky Childress, Larry Anderson. That was still his first stint with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Gary Maddox.
He's gone.
Don Carmen, Freddie Tolliver, Dave Shippenoff, Kent
Colby.
Ken
Colby.
Colby. Yeah.
Yep.
Pat Zachary, Dave Stewart, Rich
Dave
Sherrill,
Stewart. Dave Stewart's on
Al
the team?
Holland. Yeah.
Dude, Dave Stewart's
Yeah.
on
He
that
Dave
team?
Stewart?
Yeah, and they fucking beat the Phillies in 93.
Yep.
Larry Anderson was on that team.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any luck trying to find Von Hayes?
No, I had never even tried, honestly.
Okay.
Have you?
I heard he's a trucker in like Indiana or something.
See, this is the fuck you been stuff that we need to do.
5 for 1.
Yeah.
Brad, never forget 5 for 1 trade.
Yeah,
That was Von
yeah.
Hayes.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness. All right, so,
So-
Brad. Yeah, I'm sorry. So Brad was trying to tell a story.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
Mike Schmidt.
I'm
So, yeah.
sorry, Brad.
The Mike
So,
Schmidt.
so then Mike Schmidt, I wrote to him a couple months ago. I said, "Hey, I'm doing this new thing on the 85 Phillies. I'd love to have you on." And he did write back, but he was like, "No, like I'm not interested in that or something." but the funny thing is that I have a friend that just won a very wealthy friend apparently, because he just won the auction to have dinner with Mike Schmidt at Citizens Bank Park in end of June. And he invited me as a guest. So I'll get to see Mike Schmidt, and maybe I'll say, "Hey Mike, like, how could you turn me down?"
You're gonna do some networking, aren't you?
Yeah.
As the names behind me, he's the only one I haven't
Yeah.
met.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's the only one I haven't met.
Like shit.
So he strikes me as a guy like kind of like McNabb that you were talking about. That like
He's come around though. He's a little different.
I got to tell you, Brad. I got his book for Christmas one year, and I said, "I return this."
Huh.
I hate to say it.
He comes off as a dick.
I was 2 chapters in. I said, "I can't read this anymore." Like
Yeah.
he's so about himself. I love
Really?
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be like I've never met him, anything like that. But he just comes off as a dick.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the because of the
Yeah, get me a beer
when
before
he's
you go to sleep. Get me a beer. Get me a
when he-
beer. No, you can't. Get me a
when
beer.
he's doing the shows and stuff, he's
Just his whole persona, his whole
I thought that he changed that. I thought that
Uh,
he warmed back up to Philly when he started coming to Clearwater and doing the games and stuff.
yeah, but it's to me it seems like a ploy. I don't know, man. He
I don't know.
just comes off as a
But Brad,
dick to
I
me.
hope you do get a hold of him and he does do something for you, because that project sounds absolutely intriguing.
Well, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted as I do it.
But
Yeah.
if you need help,
Like, look, right next to me, the 1985 Phillies media guide, right there.
Look at the old logo.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's awesome.
What the
Such an obscure year. Like that's so awesome, man.
That's why like Ryan's going through the list and stuff like this, and like Brad's like
Yeah, I know.
asshole.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Yep,
yeah,
I know.
like-
I know.
You think I don't
I
know the list?
Yeah, Manny Trejo. Yeah, I know.
I wasn't doing it for Brad. I did it for us.
Which actually was good because 85, like Jesus Christ. So before we let Brad go, we got to let you guys know about a very, very important thing. Brad wants you to join thebradpack.com.
That's where I'm going to do the 85 Phillies thing. So
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, so that's I'm also going to do. So I have all this bonus material from both books, like the original audio from my interviews and all these deleted scenes. And I always felt like books should be more like DVDs where you could have all that, bonus material. So I'm putting all these interviews and this audio and these documents that I collected on that site, along with like the new interviews, like the 85 Phillies thing. And then I'm doing, I'm going to actually do like as part of that, like a watch along with people. Like, so if I have Shane Raleigh on, we could actually watch one of his games while we talk about it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I'm doing like a Where Are They Now more generally. So I'm like looking to have. I don't know if you remember Lloyd Mosby. He was a player for the Blue Jays back in the '80s. So different guys from different teams, and have them on. So yeah, so the bradpack.com, that's where it's all going to be located.
Dude, that's awesome. I joined it this week. Join the bradpack.com. Join Brad.
We'll promote it and everything on our
Absolutely. Thank you.
on our social
100%.
media.
Appreciate that.
Brad, you've been
This is a lot of
Brad, this was
fun.
awesome, man. I was not.
Hopefully you got a little fun out of like our
this
was
Philly
awesome, man.
things. Like you may not like
I told Sean, I was like, when you said it was a Philly thing, I'm like, I'm all in because I love talking to Philadelphia sports fans. So,
yeah, we're the blue blood true Philly sports.
I got to tell you, there's no podcast in Philly that does it like we do. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I believe it.
Everyone tries to be professional. We're like, fuck you. We do the whole thing. So,
but you know what? The great part about our, not to self-promote, but the great part about our show is that it is 100% genuine.
It's a genuine bar talk.
Like we go at it with each other. We like you heard a little bit of it with the Foles thing. That's like every week.
Right.
Yeah.
That there's just something where we're screaming at each other over Philadelphia stuff that like what are we doing with our lives?
Is Gary going to sleep?
Shock. Yeah, it's past his bedtime.
Yeah, if you're going to sleep.
You're lucky. You don't hear the all-color mumbling that he's doing.
Yeah, it's past his bedtime.
Yeah, he's been drinking since 4:00. He's good. Shock Jocks of Philadelphia we got here. What a great time listening to you. Brought to you by Brad. We got Night Mark. That's it. That's what we got. But Brad, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. We appreciate it.
Promote yourself, Brad. Where can we find you? Like your social outlets and everything.
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram, Twitter at BradPackBooks and thebradpack.com for my website. And then I told you, Sean, I'm happy to do a giveaway of a audio copy of the book if you want to,
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
So give that to one of your listeners.
We're gonna do a fun thing, Brad. I was planning on doing a thing after the show and putting it out maybe tomorrow and saying, what is one thing that Brad said, and then putting it out there like an answer to a question or whatever, and then they have to answer it, which means they have to listen back to the show to get the answer.
That sounds good.
That's what I'm going to do. So you good with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, that's what we're going to do. All right, cool.
All right, one last thing before we let you go.
Yeah.
Brad, can we get an ID?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're carding me?
No. Like, so, hey, you're listening to, this is Brad, such and such. You're listening to Corner Pub
the
Sports.
wax pack and six pack. Yeah.
Like I swear I'm 21. Yeah, sure. Well, you want me to just say it now?
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, go.
And you want me to say listening to Corner Pub Sports or?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah, sure.
Sure. This is Brad Balukjian, author of The Six Pack and The Wax Pack, and you're listening to Corner Pub Sports.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad.
Perfect. Brad, that was one of the cleanest ones you've ever had. That literally was. That was so clean.
We've had people like ramble on and like this and that. Like,
I'm like, fuck, I gotta edit this. Fuck. Yeah. Brad, thank you so much.
All right, guys. No, I've had a lot of fun. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll keep in touch and we'll get down to the AJ Feely episode one day.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Brad.
Come back on.
Yeah, we'd love to do this again.
I want to do 180 minutes on AJ Feely.
Brad, no lie, hit me up. I have a hookup for you. All right.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah,
All right,
AJ.
man.
Like, we'll talk AJ Feely. Yeah, we could.
Dude,
We could do a 2-hour show on AJ Feely.
I'll do AJ Feely. Absolutely. Wait.
All right, guys.
We do have to.
Thanks, Brad.
I know
Have a good one.
it's probably wrong, but we do have to do. We have to talk about AJ.
That was fucking awesome, man. That was fucking cool.
That was fucking cool, man.
Shut up.
That was so cool.
Dude, he was fucking awesome.
That was great.
All right.
Really engaged, asked questions. Like, it was great that he wanted to know about the Philly things. And like, he kind of loved that part of it too. So the give and take was really cool.
Brad was awesome, man. All right, so before we get into the very little sports we have tonight, because there's not much to talk about tonight. I mean, honestly, that was the main part of our show tonight, was having him on and going through the.
Yeah, I mean, everything else we can set aside if we need to do.
You
All right, so Gary, when he does the read, you need to shut up.
So, guys, I got to tell you something very important. Jason Ratner is a father to 2 young boys and a little girl. He's also the husband to a very loving wife. And Jason is also in need of a kidney. He is living with a rare disease called amyloidosis, following countless trips to the ER and scary moments, including one night where he needed to be revived. Jason and his family are now happy to announce that he's in remission of that disease. However, he now has another hurdle to climb. Jason is now in need of a new kidney transplant. If you or someone you know may be interested in helping Jason's cause, please head over to nkr.org to see if you meet the required qualifications to donate. To learn more about Jason's story, we now have a direct link on our social media accounts. I posted it about an hour before the show started. Jump on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can see the post of Jason's story. There's a link listed right below. If you are able and willing, you can help save Jason's life so his young children can have their dad around for a little bit longer. Again, check out the post on our social media accounts for more information. At the very least, please share the post to get the word out about Jason's story. Thank you.
Good luck,
All right.
Jason.
Good luck, man.
Absolutely. All right. So let's get into some sports. All right. So that was fucking amazing.
That dude, I was not expecting that. That dude was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he was.
he really engaged, like hour and a half, hour and 35 minutes.
Dude,
he told all of us.
I'm like, are you good? He said, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah."
I think he enjoyed it though.
Oh, he absolutely
He
did.
wouldn't have stayed on that long if he didn't. So
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Phillies are in London. Pretty cool.
that is pretty cool.
We got Sunday morning baseball.
Yeah, what is
You
it?
wake up-
9:30?
No, 10. I think it's
10?
You wake up, get your cup of coffee, mix up some
Absolutely.
eggs and stuff, do a little egg action, and like
Yeah, and
plop down and watch some.
my
fucking
routine
Phillies.
Sunday mornings, I don't know about you guys, but my routine Sunday mornings, I'm up by like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'll make a pot of coffee. I'll charge my batteries for the lawn. I'll have the lawn cut by like 8:30 or so.
Well, hold up.
You're up at like
you cut the lawn. Oh,
before
you
8
got it
o'clock?
manual though.
Yeah, man. You
That
know,
motherfucker ain't making noise.
no, but the weed whacker does, and the leaf blower.
You do that shit at 8 in the morning on
8
Sunday.
in the morning.
No, I'm beating your fucking
God.
head in. I'm beating your fucking head.
8 in the morning. It's done.
No, you're done.
Nope.
You're getting your fucking head beat.
I give everybody till 8 o'clock, and then
No, you're
every
done.
every week,
No, you're a piece of shit.
every
Yeah.
week.
You're literally a piece of shit. You're literally the devil's anus
It is what it
Sunday
is.
of the neighborhood.
fucking morning.
No,
Yup.
you're not doing that on a Sunday.
Yep, I do it every week.
You're a piece of shit.
Every week. Every
Right?
week.
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
He,
it's fucked up.
it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday.
No, get the 10 o'clock. Get the fuck out of here.
10 o'clock on a Sunday.
10
Alright,
o'clock,
split the
my
difference,
fucking
9.
housework's done.
That's a devil's day.
My housework's done at 10 o'clock.
That's patron saint.
Where's
Jay-
Jay on this? Where's
That's
Jay?
patron saint J. Parr's day on a Sunday. I saw a priest being beaten, and I made a wish.
Yeah, I'm out
don't
there.
do that shit on
I'm
a
not the
Sunday.
only one, though. I'm not the only one. There's a couple other neighbors out doing it that early.
I said, be like the other ones. Be like the black kid who shoots someone and then beat him and shoot someone else.
Go out and mow your lawn at 8 o'clock. Wake everybody up. Be a man.
Be a man.
What the fuck, man? Oh man, Peterson. Oh man, Peterson says, having lost the kidney, I can sympathize. Fuck, dude, I didn't know you. Damn,
shit.
Peterson. Damn, Dave.
Hey, Dave's been through some shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Dave. Dave, when are you coming on the show?
Dave did talk about maybe kind of being in closer proximity.
Oh, J Parr. J Parr, thou shalt not cutteth the grass before 10 a.m. on the Lord's Day.
That's right.
Fucking A.
So let it be
Jay.
said.
Fuck you.
Jay,
You're
Jay,
wrong.
Jay.
No, you're wrong.
No.
You're
Jay.
wrong. You're wrong.
Fuck you.
No, you're wrong.
I'm cutting that lawn by 8:15 on
You're
fucking Sunday morning.
wrong.
Nope.
Dave Peterson, what if fucking...
It takes me 10 minutes. Literally.
Yeah, that's all the more reason to do it
The
at fucking 10.
The weed, no, because I got the shade in the morning. And
What are you doing at 10 o'clock in the morning?
But I already got the fucking sun out. I deal with the sun enough during the week at
fucking
work.
10 minutes.
So it's 78 degrees for 10 minutes.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. If I had it my way, I'd be doing it at fucking 11 o'clock at night
This fucking guy.
on fucking Saturday.
Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Are you serious with this?
Fuck everybody else.
That's a
I'll
fucking
get my lawn done.
By 8:15 at the latest on Sunday morning, I'm cutting the lawn.
violation.
I don't care.
Right. So you,
I don't care.
I'm throwing eggs at his fucking car.
I don't fucking care.
I'm
so you
sticking-
can't wait to fucking 10:15.
No.
I'm
Fuck
sticking.
that.
I'm sticking fucking bananas in his fucking exhaust
Yeah,
pipes.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, you're beating your dick, leaving your children on his
Yeah.
step.
Anyway, London, Sunday, 10
o'clock in
a.m.
the
So I have the lawn cut, housework done. She'll be doing the fucking grocery shopping, and I'm gonna put the Phillies on.
You're an ignorant, self-centered,
I don't fucking care.
inconsiderate of your neighbors.
What time
I
does she go to the grocery shopping?
They open at like 9.
Oh, before you cut the grass.
Yeah.
No, I cut the grass before.
Yeah.
You're a cunt.
Yeah.
You're such a fucking. You're such
That's
a.
fucked up.
You're such a
I
cunt,
don't care.
dude. I fucking hate you. I would fucking beat your head in with a bat.
Asshole!
Dude, I've yelled. I've literally yelled at the window. Fuck you! Like the fuck.
Hey, good morning.
Fuck you!
Fuck you too.
Now Sunday morning, Saturdays.
Well, you're showing your neighbor runs a marathon when he cuts grass.
He's been cutting the grass since fucking February.
He has been, which is true. It's true. It's true. I can't find it. I'm too drunk.
And somebody's going to get that gobbler at the end of this game.
That has nothing to do with anything. Neither does that.
Brian, 8 o'clock on a fucking Sunday
All right.
morning.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
We've beaten that. Speaking of a dead horse, we've beaten this dead horse enough.
That's fucked up.
Mike wanted to bring this up.
Of course he did.
Betting on baseball.
Yeah, I mean, so there's
So
a
Phillies.
yeah. What's he? Double A guy? I don't even
Yeah,
remember. his
double
name.
A. He's on the 40-man roster.
Yeah, he's on the 40-man.
I didn't know
roster.
that.
Yeah,
That's crazy to me.
he bet him and like 12 other guys, but the guy bet 70 games, something like that. I don't know. It was like $400. It was like an average of $25 a game.
Damn.
On a team he didn't play for. He bet for the Phillies,
Mhm.
and he's banned for a year.
Mhm.
Mike, I gotta say, like as hypocritical as it is, they all know the rules.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it sucks. It like clearly the guy was not betting with insider information or to make a profit. It was clearly like for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, but
Agreed.
you
Yeah.
do the crime, you do the time.
And
That's
again,
where
I
I'm at, Ryan.
right, and
Right.
that's where I'm at. Like it's completely hypocritical for these sports
Yeah,
that promote the gambling, promote the sports books and everything.
he's
and
got to
then-
know better. I get it.
But the rules are the rules, man. Like you all know, you can't do it on the sport you play, and you can't do it in the facility.
I'm not
Like-
arguing. I'm not disagreeing. I just
don't care.
it sucks. That's all. Like it is what it like. The rules are rules, and he deserves what he got. But man, does that suck
Yeah.
for what you guys. I mean, I don't have the app, but you guys do that shit all the time.
Mhm.
You don't. There's no rules against you guys doing it, but he's doing it for the entertainment purposes that you
We're
guys
not
are doing
playing
it
the
for.
major leagues,
He's not playing in the major leagues either.
so we get to bet all we want.
That's true.
Jokes on them.
Yeah,
We don't make $1 million a year. We get
He
to-
doesn't make millions of dollars a year. He's in Double A.
yeah, he's making a couple $100,000.
You think?
Probably.
minimum. Yeah, minimum.
Yeah,
Minimum.
minimum. He's,
Minimum.
he's
Minimum.
making $150,000 a year.
Minimum.
All the more reason that the $25 doesn't mean shit to him.
Minimum.
But it is
But
what
he
it
knows
is.
the rules, man.
It is what it
Douchebag.
is.
A
Right.
douchebag is a douchebag.
It's me on these nuts.
So that makes him a douchebag? You say shit and don't remember.
No,
and
I
then
don't
all of a
remember
sudden-
saying that.
And you're like, what the fuck is that from?
I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon.
All right. Yeah,
I'm
he
not
gets what
arguing.
He
It's
gets
just,
what he
it's-
deserves. Like
you think he deserves it, huh?
Yeah.
You
You knew what the fuck.
No, the drunk guy's making fun of you. The guy can't speak any better than you, but he's
Give
still
me
able to
10%
make fun of you.
up to here. Fuck you guys. Zaz from Batman.
Sounds like fucking.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
For some reason, I always think of Mike for that. Like I was,
Me?
I always. Whenever I play that, I think of you.
Why?
I don't.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, yeah, let's stop.
I don't know. I don't know.
Why does Donkey remind you of Mike?
There's no reason. There's
He
literally
called me a jackass.
no. There's something about that clip that makes me think of Mike laughing at it. There's every time I play it, I think of Mike.
Maybe I laughed at it the first
I don't
time.
know.
I don't
I
know.
don't. What the fuck?
This tastes exactly like a big sloppy pussy.
All right, so London baseball. What do you guys think?
Phillies sweep.
Well, I mean, all right.
Is it a sweep though? It's not a sweep.
It's
will
two
be.
games. Two
Nope.
games does not count as a
No,
sweep.
no, because it's a home game and a road game
Yep,
for both.
not
of
a
them.
sweep, but they're gonna win both.
Yeah, they're gonna win both.
I think it's cool. I think it's a little bit of a disadvantage to the team.
Did you guys see the Tower Bridge, by the way?
Did it have the
Yeah,
Phillies
it's
in it?
got
on
a
the-
huge corner pub sports banner on
Yeah, it was
man.
pretty cool. You see that?
Oh,
You didn't see that?
Yeah,
I think I did see that.
Stop.
yeah, it's fucking
Stop.
awesome.
For real? For real?
Yeah, in
For real, for
London,
real.
they're fucking promoting
They're
corner
like,
pub sports.
oh, let's hand this on there.
We're gonna be-
Cheerio. Cheerio.
We're gonna
Let's
be
hand this
fucking-
up.
So we won't have anybody in London to listen either.
They don't even understand half the shit, and they're like, "Fuck this, we're out."
All they understand is the beer.
They're like, what's a jit bag? What bloody hell is a jit bag?
Ask your mom under the bridge. She'll tell you.
Oh my god.
Fucking
Stop fucking around, cunt.
Pretty sure they know what cunt is.
They know what cunt is.
I stuck my big
They know what that is.
Johnson right down his goddamn throat.
Dave
And
Peterson
bang!
said, I saw a great picture today. The Philly Fanatics dressed up the Queen's Guard in front of Buckingham Palace. That was cool.
Yeah,
That was really cool. In
He
front
was
of
a bob.
Buckingham.
Did you see the bats that they have going?
Dude, the big one against the in the square. I saw the. I don't remember. the name
Well,
of the
no, I
square.
mean the bats that they're actually using. Too.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Like, did you see the one with the Fanatic in the
It's
the
nuts.
military guards.
It's
like,
nuts.
oh, it's fucking
nuts.
awesome.
The bats are crazy.
It's
I'm
gonna be fun.
I'm really curious to see what kind of like bandana and shoes Bryce Harper's wearing. He's going to embrace this, like you know, like he wears
Harper,
Fanatic.
yeah.
He's the face of the MLB.
Definitely.
NL, at least.
Like they'd want Ohtani to be, but Ohtani doesn't.
No, that's Bryce Harper. Yeah, it's definitely.
Ohtani can't speak English, so
Yeah.
Ohtani's got 18 home runs though,
he can't speak English.
and 56 RBIs. He's
Dude,
batting like fucking
Brad-
290.
Yo, when you said that about the slant, Brad's like, the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
why did
didn't
you
like
do
that.
that?
So you're gonna revisit that now?
Yes.
Yep.
No, get that to the next show. Don't argue about it.
What, you think you're going to be more sober at that show?
All right. So what I'll do, I'll lift my mic.
Yeah, I said it. So what?
Stop.
Fuck it. 2 tears in a bucket.
I'll put my headphones right there. Get my phone.
No, you're not.
Are you Ubering?
I'll grab my beer and I'll go sit down.
No, you're not. Because we got a lot to talk about
I'm
tonight.
still here.
We have a lot to talk about tonight.
We still got you still got your songs.
Yeah. You're
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
All right, Eagles OTAs. No one gives a fuck. But John, since the last time we did a show, John Ross joined the Eagles.
Okay.
His kid
Yeah.
told him to join the team.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Feel good story, right?
Yeah, I mean,
He
John
does
Ross-
have some speed.
Yeah, that was his big thing, wasn't it?
He does have some speed,
And
What year was he?
Devontae Parker retired since the last time we did a show.
and that's why they signed John Ross.
Yeah.
But
Which is
John-
basically what Devontae Parker was, except for the fact that John Ross actually has more speed than Devontae Parker does.
But John Ross was like top 10 pick or something?
He was
Like
a
8 or something?
Something like that.
6th overall.
Yeah.
Was it Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
And he just never. What year was that?
Well, he retired
Yeah,
in 22.
22.
Um,
I remember him.
and then
being drafted
there was something wrong with his kid. He said as soon as he retired, he knew it was the wrong decision.
right.
He gained perspective and shit like this. So we'll see. I mean, he still might not even make the team, but we'll
Right.
see. We'll see.
Right.
All right, go for it.
I fucking hope so.
Like
And
if
they-
he could be your starting slot receiver, I mean,
Rogers
mean-
looks really good as a cornerback. Everybody's
Yep.
raving about him.
Yep.
If you're looking for speed, I mean, fucking John Ross is.
Yeah,
yep.
I mean, John Ross is one of the quickest guys you can fucking find.
Yep.
Like John Ross is about as fast as you can find.
even
Uh,
faster than Hightower.
I
Probably,
think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't John Ross break the combine record?
probably did.
I thought he
That
did.
sounds familiar.
I thought he did.
Yeah, that sounds
And
familiar.
he was drafted by Cincinnati. So, look, am I expecting anything?
No,
Anything you get from him is a plus.
Yeah.
Because if there's a hole in offense,
it's the
it's
slot.
the slot receiver.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The what?
A
Bradbury.
hole in offense. I knew it. I fucking
Yep,
know
you
it.
knew it once you said it.
Yep.
Now they're trying while he tries to find something. There you go.
Giggity.
Bradbury
Such a good dick. Them putting Bradbury at
at
safety.
safety.
Dude, how about that move?
I like it.
I do too.
I do too.
Gary, we
but
can't hear you. You're not on the mic. So
you
go fuck
decided
yourself.
not to go on the mic. Anyway,
I'm gonna throw a
Bradbury.
fucking beer bottle on his fucking head.
Grab this one. It's heavy. Yeah. Oh Jesus.
So I hand
Sure.
that to you.
All right, hold on.
Sure.
All right, hold on. Get the
Yeah.
get the shit off the yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You all right, dude?
Yep.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, help him out.
Yeah, I'm good. What were you gonna say?
I was saying that Bradbury, if he doesn't make the business decisions on the tackles that
This
he
should be
made
good.
last year, where he just completely decided not to tackle somebody.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, at safety, that's even more important. You're the last line of defense.
I kind of like it. You do that, things may turn out better for him. being in that position, being at the safety position, I need a beer.
Clearly, you do it. Hold on, where's your glass?
I honestly think it's the last ditch effort too. I think even the Eagles are looking for a reason not to cut him.
Because they owe him the money either way.
Right.
They're kind of screwed.
Right.
With him.
So, like, if he doesn't show anything in practice, like, it's completely obvious they're not going with him at corner. They're not. They're going to go with Slay. They're looking at Rodgers. They're going to look at Quentin Michael
and Michael.
Cooper DeJean. So they're moving on from him from
right. They still got Maddox too. Like
right.
They got a ton of guys.
So they're moving on from him from corner. That's completely obvious.
Yeah, that's right. They brought Maddox back, didn't they?
Yeah. So I think it's a last ditch effort, looking for a reason not to cut him so they don't have to eat that money. And I'm sure Bradbury realizes that.
Yeah, but Bradbury also didn't show up for the OTA, so he's kind of like
he wasn't there.
The mandatory to it.
Oh no, he didn't. The voluntary ones he wasn't there for.
Oh right, but he was there this week.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, that's when they moved him to safety.
Okay, so they didn't hold. He's not.
This was this was a mandatory mini camp.
Right. Now the voluntary one Slay showed up for.
Yeah, because he wanted to show the young guys.
Right, but
right.
Bradbury didn't want to show the young guy.
Right, but I don't care about that.
Okay, all right.
So let's see, because grand scheme of things, we all have high hopes for this team this season, but one thing that's a definite question mark is the defense is a lot different and it's a lot younger.
They did turn it over.
Right. So if you're able to have another veteran back there that can perform a little bit, it's going to help.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
And I know you're not the biggest Blankenship fan.
No, I'm not.
So he might be able to kind of fill the void. I mean, I don't know if he starts.
No, but even if you rotate that other safety position with him and Blankenship until one of these young guys are ready to take it over.
Well, who are the young guys to take it over?
DeJean. It's Cooper DeJean.
DeJean's going to be a safety, you think?
I think so. I think that's why the fact that they got Quentin Mitchell and then DeJean was there, because DeJean is so versatile and can play like basically any position in the secondary. I think the plan would be to eventually have him start next to Gardner Johnson as safety.
Huh.
I kind of agree with that. I think,
but they're not going to have Slay. I thought that
I think Cooper DeJean is going to be his safety eventually. I think this year he might start as like a hybrid thing.
Right. And then I think that,
do you think that like if they, when Slay gets, Slay's got 2 years left, they're not going to move DeJean to. You think they're just going to get somebody else to?
No, I think if it worked out perfectly for them, Isaiah Rodgers is still a player.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. He's young enough,
and he's playing. He's performing well in many. Again, they're playing in shorts, so you don't know.
You think that they could go with Mitchell, Isaiah Rodgers, DeJean, and then Gardner Johnson
next year?
Okay.
In 2025.
Nakobe Dean's a linebacker.
So I think that would be the starting defensive backs.
Okay.
In a perfect world.
Okay. Can't say
that would be nice if they were
if they all pan out.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of ifs.
Right.
But man, that would be really young. Gardner Johnson would be the only like question mark from an injury and age standpoint.
Yeah, and
he's still a little young though.
And he'd only be what, 28?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
So
man, all right.
I think the next
Maddox is still young too, technically.
And Maddox is a really good slot corner. His only problem is he's hardly ever healthy.
Yep. Yeah. All right. That's cool. So what do you while Sean's kind of busy and we don't know what the next topic's going to be, what do you make of the London series? You like it or do you not like it?
I don't know. Like the Phillies lost a game and a half in the standings because they didn't play. Like, you know what I mean? Because they were off 2 days, and you're never off 2 days, and then they're off Monday again.
Right.
Now, I know the schedule evens out at some point.
Right. They've played a lot of games earlier and later. Yeah,
right,
I get it.
But
And the traveling kind of sucks from a
Yeah, like they come home from London and then they got to go to Boston, and Boston's not a great team, but it's hard to win in Fenway. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm against the London thing. Like, I get trying to make it a worldwide thing, like every other sport. Yeah, but that's what I was just saying. The fact that they had 2 days off, they lost a game and a half in the standings.
Well, they didn't lose it because I mean, if the team loses, then they. I don't think that matters. I just think that it's they have to play 3 games or like 2 games that they wouldn't like. They have to play different schedules to make up those 2 games that they haven't had to play before that, which kind of sucked.
Right.
And then the traveling to London's a longer. I don't know. It's probably a little bit longer than the West Coast trip, right? What's it like?
7 hours.
7 hours,
yeah.
and like
West Coast is what 5, 6.
Okay, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, and
terrible.
It's going to be
give them an extra day.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of cool to see.
It'll be cool for the fans, I guess.
Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier, like it's like that the Philly fans have taken over.
Dude, people said I don't know about everyone else, but I'm really excited to see the London games. I agree with them. I agree with them. I think it's been really cool to see.
Yeah.
So, all right.
We gotta get to this, dude.
Yep, real quick. Was the Sergei Bobrovsky trade the worst trade ever? Real quick question. Because the Florida Panthers are in the NHL Finals.
And he's playing out of his mind.
He's playing out of his mind.
For the second straight year
He's
in the
won
playoffs.
2 Venezia trophies. Was that the worst trade the Flyers have ever made? That's all. That's all I'm going to ask. It's Gary. I mean, if you want to jump on, I mean, really, is it? Because I think it is. I think that might be the worst trade the Flyers ever made.
It's hard to think of and they trade
2 Venezia trophies.
What they trade him for? Berlovsky, right? Or not? For Paskalov, right? Yeah.
Paskalov, yeah, yeah.
And he's won 2 Vezinas.
And he's
in the Stanley Cup Finals for the second straight year.
Mm-hmm.
It still plays out of his mind.
Yeah,
like when he's on in the playoffs.
Forget it.
Now he also has times where he's off and he shits the bed in the playoffs, but
more times than not, Ryan, he's on.
He's been fucking.
Oh man, that'd be hard to argue that, Sean. We all hated it when it happened. Yeah, yeah. Like they would have they would have had the franchise goaltender that they haven't had since Ron Hextall.
They wouldn't have been drafting 6 goaltenders since, right?
Yeah.
Like Bobrovsky would have been your guy.
Like the best goaltender they've had over like the past 10 years. Who would
the last 10 years?
Brian Boucher. And Brian Boucher.
That's before that. You said the last 10 years?
Right. Yeah.
Last 10 years?
Yeah, you got to go back 15 for that.
I mean, Sean Burke was decent.
Yeah.
You know,
Emery
was decent.
He's Steve Mason. You know what I mean?
Mason was decent.
Right. Like
they were decent.
Right.
Why do you look at me when you say Steve Emery?
Ray Emery.
Why you look at me like that? In my 40 can't fish.
Yeah, they
you know, all that.
Roman Czechmonic.
Yeah. They've had goaltending. I mean, literally the best goaltender they've had in my lifetime was Ron Hextall.
Oh man.
Actually, it's probably the best goaltender they've had.
Gar Snow.
No.
Dude, it's probably Bob.
No.
And they only had him for a year.
Right.
And they fucking traded him.
No.
Bob's better than Hextall. He's a
better
goalie.
But what I'm saying is as a Flyer.
Oh, right. Okay.
As a Flyer.
Right.
In my lifetime.
But I mean, we're looking at
it's fucking horrible. It's horrible.
Like Paulie Lindbergh.
1997, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's the last time you can look at and go, oh yeah, it was the best goal. What the fuck? Look at these other teams in the NHL.
Like Lindbergh just couldn't drive a fucking.
But But yeah, he couldn't drive a car. But let's look at it from the optimistic point of view. And coming from me, this is huge. So that era of doing that kind of stupid shit with the Flyers, like giving Jake Voracek an 8-year fucking monster deal, like that's done.
We're talking goaltenders.
But I'm just talking overall error, like with them just making boneheaded decisions.
Yeah, Danny Briere's not doing that.
Right. Like
Briere's
going forward, like the future is very bright for them.
Goddamn fucker.
You have 3 goalies in the system now.
Right.
That one of them you got to believe is going to pan out. Ursan's going to get a legitimate fucking chance to be the starter. They fed it off. They gave him a 2-year extension. You got that other kid coming over. So, you know what I mean? It looks like they might have the franchise goalie in one of these fucking 3.
Eckhart, think about the future.
And it'll be the first time in 40 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. I fucking hope. I fucking hope.
All right, let's do the list.
Oh, the music list?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we're going to have some fun tonight. We've been thinking about this for a couple weeks. We were asked to basically think of a band, and it can't be our favorite band, right?
Yeah, Sean and I weren't allowed to do Metallica.
Yeah, you can't do Metallica. But think about your favorite a band that you wanted to see live, and give your dream set list of that band. So, this should be fun. You want to go first?
I'll go first. I don't care.
You know what, Gary? Why don't you go first? Gary, why don't you go first? Hold on. Garrett, yeah, you go first. All right, you good? All right, so Garrett's first song is Not Now, John. Not Now, John. Jesus Christ. We're going to play that as we go through Gary's set list.
So obviously Gary did Pink Floyd.
So this is the opening song by Pink Floyd for Gary's dream set list. All right, who else you got? I can't hear you, Gary. Your microphone is facing the fucking sky.
Number 2 would be Wish You Were Here. Number 3 would be Another Brick in the Wall.
Fucking love Wish You. I love that song.
Number 3, Great Gig in the Sky. Number 4, Learning to Fly.
Okay.
Learning to Fly.
Number 5, Mother.
Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb?
I'm gonna unpause this for a second. So Gary has come out like Barn Busters, boom, 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 and then Mother, right? 5th song, right? Everybody think about that for a second. So like you're going to a concert,
rocking out,
right? And then Mother.
The lights go down.
Mother, do you think you'll drop the bomb?
Right?
Just a spotlight,
and then
with
it just
acoustic guitar.
Mother, do you think they'll try to break
my balls?
Ooh, babe. Mother, do you think?
Yeah,
None of us
perfect.
know
That's
the
good.
next line.
That's good. That's good shit. That's good. All right. Go ahead. What do you else got?
Pigs.
Oh my god! So you're there an extra half hour because of that song.
That's a 17-minute song.
Us and them.
Peterson already said, dude, hold on. You're already halfway through your set. Peterson said, great set already.
After that is Fearless.
I don't know that one. I don't know Fearless.
What album is that on?
One Slip.
I don't know Fearless. I don't know Fearless.
I know that song. I know it.
Pour beer all over myself. What a dick.
Brain Damage.
I know that one. Okay.
Shine on You Crazy Diamond.
There's another half hour.
I hate that song.
What?
Yep.
What?
I hate that song.
Young Lust.
Young Lost. All right.
Yeah.
Number 1, Dogs.
Dogs is
Nice.
Dogs is closing out the set.
Dogs is closing out that
It's
set.
closing out
Nice.
Pink Floyd's set.
Nice. Well done, bro. Well done.
All right. the pigs in the middle and mother in the middle. It's good shit, right?
Yeah, you slow, so it's up.
Yeah.
Then you slow it down.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh shit. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like it.
Well done, bro. Yeah. Well done, bro.
All right. So I'm gonna go Ryan's list now. Ryan has Stone Temple Pilots, and Ryan is opening with this one.
Yep.
That's a great.
That's the opener.
Actually, that's a good song.
It's a fucker, dude. To me, that's the best song.
Dude, actually, that's a good opener.
Yep.
Sin off of Stone
Core.
Temple Pilots. Why did it stop? It stopped.
It's on Core.
Yeah, it's on Core, the first album. This is opening Stone Temple Pilots set right here. All right, here we go.
All right, so I'm doing Sin, and then I'm going Piece of Pie.
Okay.
And then I'm going to kind of slow it down a little bit. I'm going to go Interstate Love Song.
It's not, but that's the first like big hit.
Right.
They're
Right.
doing it. Third song, big hit.
Yep.
All right. And
Yep.
everyone's getting going, right? Everyone's getting going.
Then I'm doing Lay on Fly.
Great song.
Yep.
Oh, so you're slowing it down.
Yep.
Now you're really slowing it down.
Yep. Then I'm going in the Lady Picture Show.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do And So I Know.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do Plush.
Yep. Then you're hitting the hits.
I don't have many hits, dude.
All right.
Then I'm doing Church on Tuesday.
Church on Tuesday.
Trying to give me the Church on Tuesday. It's on number 4.
Is that the name of the song though?
Yeah, it's called Church on Tuesday.
I know the song. I thought it was called something else. Okay.
Then I'm going to go Roll Me Under.
Okay.
That's on the album with Jeff Goot.
Yep. Yep.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to slow it down a little bit and do Still Remains.
All right.
Take a bath,
Yeah,
drink
no.
the water that you leave.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to keep it slow and I'm going to do Atlanta.
Dude, Atlanta. Hold on. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Atlanta is my favorite fucking STP song of all time.
That's a fucking great song, dude.
She lives in a bungalow. She waits for me. And roses.
Wow.
She waits for me.
God damn it. That takes me.
She waits by the floor and waits by the door. She waits for me there.
02?
For me.
03?
It's fucking 99 or 2000, man. That's on 04.
That's on number 4.
Yeah, that's the last song.
Yeah.
Atlanta is the greatest STP song ever written.
Wow.
That is the most beautiful song.
Dude, I love this band.
I'm getting fucking, dude, look at my arm.
Yep. It's a fucking great song.
Look at my arm.
Yeah,
Yep.
my
I got
asshole.
goosebumps.
Yep.
My asshole's tripping.
I got goosebumps.
All right, so I know I went a little more than 10, but I got 3 I'm going to close it with.
That song gives you only.
I'm going to do Interstate Love Song.
You already said that one.
Said that one.
Our Lady Picture Show, I'm sorry.
You already said that one too.
Oh, I did. Okay. So I'm going to keep it slower then, and I'm going to do Creep, and then I'm going to close the show with Where the River Goes.
Where the River Goes, closing it out.
God damn.
So,
Like Creep is my favorite song by them.
my only, like, dude, I don't know how you don't open the show, although Sin is great. How you don't open the show with
That imploded.
I am smelling
Like a rose that somebody gave me.
How you don't open with that?
Then as it kicks in, the
That's a
fucking
violation.
curtain.
That's the opener. All right. All right, so I'm going to do mine. I got to look it up. Hold on. So my set list was the
Beatles.
Mine was
You're gonna play for the Beatles.
with the fucking Beatles, man. I dude, you asked the question. I'm like, you might do the fucking Beatles. Why is Radiohead showing up? Did we play Radiohead for some reason?
The last show.
Here's my opener. It's fucking right to come out. Here they come.
Yeah. Like Sean, that's a tough group to pick.
It was very tough.
That's right. That's a tough one.
I could do fucking 20 different set lists for them.
And they just come out. Hold on. And you know, the crowd's waiting, right? Everyone's waiting. Peterson said great list, Gary.
Thank you.
There we go. Everyone's waiting, right? Everyone's waiting. Where's the crowd?
Okay.
And here they come. And the lights come on. And here comes Get Back by the Beatles. Right?
Get back.
Right? Everyone's getting warmed up. Right? They're getting warmed up. You're seeing the Beatles live, right?
Get back.
You're seeing the Beatles.
Get back. Yeah.
Get back, JoJo.
Right? Everyone's getting fucking warmed up. Here comes the Beatles. They come on stage. And everyone's warming up. Here comes fucking Lennon. Everyone's fucking... There's the solo, right? All that. And then
They got cigarettes going
yeah,
and shit.
yeah. Everyone's come back.
Yeah.
And then they come back. It's Helter Skelter.
Oh my god.
Did you do the Beatles?
I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Get Back.
Nice.
Smoke crack.
And then
Smoke crack.
and where your must belong.
And then you come in with Helter Skelter.
And then Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter's a good one. Dude, the Beatles, you could do 50 songs.
Dude, that's what we just said. Like, I could do fucking 10 set lists for the Beatles.
Yeah.
And they come right in. Get it back to the front. Yeah, and they come out with Helter Skelter. And then come together. And then you slow it down a little bit. Do Penny Lane.
Nice.
And then probably the most beautiful song ever in my life.
Oh, man. Oh, Sean, man.
And then you come out.
You got to pick it up after that.
Not at first. It's In My Life with McCartney. All right, I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. Jesus
I
Christ.
woke up, fell out of bed.
Dana.
that's not-
In My Life. No,
Day in
it's
a Life.
Lennon. No,
Yeah.
it's Lennon doing In My Life.
Day in a life.
And then
A Day in a
A
Life.
Day in a Life.
See, now that's...
So it's-
I was hoping that would be the
It's
one.
Penny Lane, In My Life, and then A Day in a Life.
Yeah, that's a nice fucking...
Right?
And then A Day in
And
a
then
Life
it-
starts to build up, which
Yeah.
you could probably segue
And then
into
this
something
shit's
different.
fucking...
Oh, fucking Penny
Right.
Lane.
And then you bring it back down a little bit. You bring it back down a little bit.
Again?
While my guitar gently weeps.
Oh, shit. George Harrison at his finest.
Yeah, it's good.
And then you're still kind of low because you're engulfed. Something in the way
She moves.
Right, come on, dude. How can you not have that in the
Something
fucking...
in the way.
She loves me.
Tracks me like
And then,
no other
before your encore, you do I Want You, Shoes So Heavy.
Oh, shit.
And then,
I want you.
Well done, man. Well done.
I want you. I want you so bad. I want you. I want you so bad. You're driving me mad. And they walk on the fucking stage.
Yeah.
And there's the encore. And they come out and do the last couple songs.
I want you. I want you so bad. Oh,
Happiness is a warm gun.
Oh, my
Happy
God.
it's
What
a
the
warm
fuck,
gun.
dude?
And is there a better ending song? Hey Jude.
Perfect.
Nah,
And everyone.
nah,
Perfect. Yeah,
Na,
the whole
na,
crowd.
na.
The whole crowd, yep.
Hey Jude.
Dude,
And everyone,
dude,
everyone fucking sings that, and then they walk up the fucking stage. Like the fuck.
Well done, man.
Thanks,
well
dude.
done.
Dude, that shit wasn't easy. All right, so that was mine, and then Mike. We got Pink Floyd. We got that, and then we got Mike's. We got Mike's, which is, dude. First of all, Mike's opening song. Might be one of my favorite fucking songs.
Yeah,
of all time.
It's
and it's an unorthodox opener,
dude. If they came out lights down and they came out with this acoustic,
right?
It starts out really slow, which is the build up.
it's just fucking Dave
Yep.
on a stool playing this, right?
Like if there would be an opening you wouldn't expect.
Dude, what the fuck? If he came out.
This is a song about Kurt Cobain that's sang where he's yelling at Courtney Love about why'd you have to go and let it die.
Yeah.
And he just comes out and plays this.
Why'd you have to go and
let it die? In too deep and out of time. Why'd you have to go and let it die?
The build up. It's
I love how
build up.
I love how it gets like it builds.
The whole song.
And then it builds. And then it builds. And then it's like,
Better coverage. We're gonna listen to this whole fucking song. Okay, Mike. What's
All
the
right.
next one? This is the opener. Which is a great opener.
So the next one I have is Everlong.
You go from this to Everlong.
Wow.
So Everlong, just remember the video.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man.
The fucking the axe, the big head smacking people.
Which,
and
by the
shit.
way, they're not playing this on a lot of tours, songs, shows right now, which is
Wow.
fucking nuts.
From that to another great video.
Learning to
Learn to fly.
Learning to fly. Right? And then we're going to go to something that gets another build up and maybe one of the best sing along parts ever. Maybe, I don't know. Monkey Wrench.
Yeah. There you go, yeah.
One last time before I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I went There I Go.
Yeah.
Go. Nice song, yeah.
Funky part in the middle, an ode to
Yeah.
all the blues and the yodels and stuff. One of the Sonic Highway set.
Yeah.
We watched the HBO special. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Another video. Which one am I going to go with?
Breakout.
Great one.
Big Me.
Big Me, the
Yeah.
Mentos commercial.
You gotta do Big Me.
Not a fan of that song.
Yeah, but you gotta do it in the middle.
Yeah,
You gotta do it in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get everyone in golf. Dude, imagine this song to open this fucking show.
Lights are like this
dude,
now.
I lose my fucking mind.
The fucking
I
lights are
I would lose my
Dave
Here it
Grohl's.
comes.
Why'd you have to go and let this die? Dave Grohl's
my favorite song. Why'd you have to go and let this die? My favorite fucking songs ever.
That album, dude.
Let this die!
Fucking album.
Yo,
Where
the
you
screen,
at?
hold on. The screen at the end.
He's
Here you
got
go.
his headphones on.
Put it on. I'm not gonna scream.
It's too late. He's still
Great
It's-
fucking
dude.
yeah. Yeah.
It's over.
All my
where you
life.
What is it?
All my
Sin's
life.
still playing. Sin was still playing.
All My Life.
Yeah.
That's a must at a Foo Fighter show.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to cover next.
A cover. Have a scar?
No.
what the fuck? What the fuck?
A
A cover Baker Street.
No, that's a good one too.
They do that.
Yeah.
How about Darling Nikki from Prince?
I just don't like that song.
When Nikki started to grind.
Did you ever hear the Foo Fighters version of that? It's like this heavy, like it's.
I don't like
it's
that song
cool.
because it reminds me of my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, but I like the way Prince does it.
Yeah, if you could imagine that, but put like a heavy kind of
Yeah.
gritty.
And she takes me upstairs. It starts to grind. Yeah.
Now I want to hear it.
All right,
All right.
We'll
We'll
play
listen after the show.
then we'll go Best of You.
All right.
Love that
There's
song.
one song you have to fucking.
So Best of You, kind of two of these songs kind of remind me when I was going through a bad breakup. Best of You was on there, and I think that the last song that I have on there is going to be the two songs that reminded me of like that time period.
Okay.
Next one, opening song on one of their first albums. I don't think it was their first, but I think it was probably their second. Stacked Actors.
Dude, so you know what's
No,
crazy?
that's their third album.
Is it their
That's the
third?
third album. You know what's crazy about that? That's the third album.
Yeah, that's one by one.
Dave, no, that's it's no, it's not one by one. It's the one before that. And Dave Grohl said that's his favorite album.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that's his personal favorite album. He said he felt that everyone pulled their most because of that album. If you think that's 99, 2000,
Yeah.
new metal
Yeah.
was happening,
Yep.
and he said, "Fuck that."
Yep.
I'm not
Stacked
doing
Actors,
that.
yeah.
I'm going the opposite. Now, although Stacked Actors was probably one of the more heavier songs they ever written.
Yeah.
One by
Which
one.
would
Whoa.
actually that'd be a fucking
Wow.
yeah.
That's a great opening song too because it's
Yeah,
it's
it is.
just-
That'd be
yeah.
a good open song.
Yeah.
That's the same album with Low, isn't it?
No, that's the next
And
album.
you know what's weird about
No, that's one
by
by. Why do
one.
I keep thinking
That's
one
the
by
one.
one?
That's the album before that.
Right, right.
Low is on the one. Low, one by one's a fucking. Great
That's a great
That's
album.
a great album. Yeah.
All right, here's a story about the Stacked Actors song too.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a car.
I lost my virginity to my dad to that song.
Okay, well that's interesting. That beats
All right,
my
it's time to
story,
go.
but
time to
mine
go.
is I'm going to buy a car, right? The Thunderbird, the white Thunderbird, and it's it's a great deal on it. This and that, all the fucking stuff that you're worried about on the car. I'm like, does the CD player work?
Yeah. That's the first thing you're like.
Yeah,
Dude.
I'm like, hey yo,
Dude, the
yo,
first car
get
I
a fucking CD and make sure
Hey,
this
yo.
motherfucker.
Yo, the first car I bought, fucking headlight being held in, I fuck with a tied fucking extension cord. My first fucking how's the stereo sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my first thought.
So he comes out with the Foo Fighters
tested
CD
my
and
shit
puts
out
in
today.
this album, and I hear Stacked Actors, and that's like that reminds me of the day
Yeah.
that I bought
Right,
the car.
right.
I put on Issues today in my car to the max. I was like,
The fuck?
it's him. It's Carrie. I know it. This shit sounds good. The fucking second song. Dude, that bass was fucking, I'm like, oh shit. Oh, you got
All right, so two more.
Yeah.
Another great build-up song these days. One
Thank
of
you.
these days.
That was the song
Yeah.
I was hoping you put on. Because I got to tell you, first of all, that's one of his favorite songs ever.
Yeah.
And that song, I'm not going to be gay, but
You're gonna be gay.
Yeah.
dude, I hear that and I lose it.
Yeah,
That song means so much.
it's a beautiful song, man.
Yeah.
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 And then ending, it's actually probably a great ending song. I mean, it's not like a
You're not
real
doing
pick me up.
Everlong, so what the fuck you ending with?
Yeah.
Times like these.
All right.
It's times like these
I'd
you
love
learn
to
to
end
live
with that,
again.
but
Like,
yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny
you can
thing is,
think about it though.
I
If you think
end
about
with-
it, it's times like these you learn to love again.
I don't know you anything.
Yeah.
I ended with that or something.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. All right.
It's funny. Mike didn't put one song from Wasting Light on it.
No, he didn't.
No,
he didn't. Times like no wait.
Oh, well, one of these days.
One of these days.
Yeah,
These days. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
It was tough to narrow it down.
I might open it with fucking.
The first, I'll be honest, the first 9 came right off the top of my head. Then I started going through their catalog, and then I had Walking After You, The Pretender, and a couple other ones that I was thinking about.
Oh, this fucking Eraser Plate, the Pretender. How do you not? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But I crossed off The Pretender and put These Days.
All right.
So
great song, man.
Yeah.
All right. Why you were drunk, you guys? All right.
We're still doing that.
Yeah, we are. We're still doing that. We fucking do it every week.
You need another fucking beer.
It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
We're 2 hours, 45 minutes show.
Yes, we are. You got a problem with that? I
ain't
can't.
driving. If you don't have a problem with it, I don't have a problem.
I am not drunk, man. You trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
While you were drunk.
I'm drunk.
10
and I love
minutes, I'm
cats.
out.
What more do you need to know?
Bill Walton, 71 years old, passed away.
That's pretty young.
It's a shame, man.
Bill Walton was fucking awesome. Like Bill Walton was one of the cool dudes, man.
Yeah.
Ugly motherfucker.
Ugly as a motherfucker. Like,
But he was cool as shit.
Yeah.
Like Grateful Dead, all about it, dude. College
Nothing
basketball.
Grateful Dead's good, but
Yeah, I fucking
Why
hate.
ain't they good?
I fucking hate the Grateful Dead. But he would
why?
do college basketball games, right? In a tie-dye fucking shirt.
yes.
Dude, the most random shit. Dude, he had the personality.
Trucking.
He had a personality that you
He
fucking
also-
love.
He
man.
also had probably the greatest performance in any college basketball game ever.
NCAA, man. He was fucking phenomenal. He led that team to the title.
You're right. And he would have been one of the best ever in the NBA if he was healthy.
Mhm.
He just his
Second
knee,
year in the league, he got fucking fucked up.
right. And he just never completely recovered from it.
But he was still a great player.
Oh yeah.
player,
Still
yeah.
a great player.
Yeah.
Still won a title.
Yeah.
Another one, man. Fucking this one was a shocker, dude. Larry Allen, 52 years old. Larry Allen,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Dallas Cowboy.
I don't care. He's a Dallas Cowboy. He's the greatest offensive lineman ever.
Yes, he is.
You put him ahead of
Hands
like the,
down.
Dude,
Hands down.
Ryan,
There's no question.
I 100% agree. Larry Allen is probably the greatest offensive lineman I ever
Orlando
seen.
Pace.
Yeah,
No.
I put him.
No.
I put him ahead of Atlanta Pace.
Larry Allen protected Troy Aikman, Hall of Fame quarterback.
I-
Opened up holes for Emmitt Smith, the leading rusher in NFL history.
and fucking the other dickhead.
Romo.
Romo.
And
yeah.
Romo, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, he's the greatest offensive lineman to ever do it.
No one ever fucking beat him.
Nope.
Lane
No one-
Johnson hasn't gotten beaten in like 4 years.
But we're not.
Yeah, but he didn't get beat for 14, dude.
Well, Lane Johnson ain't
Larry
dead.
Allen was Larry. Look. No offense against Lane Johnson.
No.
Larry Allen.
And no offense against, like, for 10 years, Jason Peters, Orlando Pace, like he mentioned. And there's other ones, dude. That there's a shit ton of other ones. Hutchinson. But Larry Allen's the pinnacle, man.
Yeah, I
Joe
I
Thomas?
agree with you, dude.
Still Larry Allen.
I'm going Larry Allen, man.
Yeah, me too. He was the pinnacle of that league for
Yeah.
years.
Like,
Everyone wanted to go for the next Larry Allen. Everyone was looking for him. He was fucking phenomenal.
Marcus Spears told a story real quick about Larry
Yeah.
Allen. So Marcus Spears was a highly regarded defensive lineman. So when the Dallas Cowboys drafted him, so they're running drills, goal line drills, and Bill Parcells the coach right at the time. So they're running goal line drills, and as highly talented as Marcus Spears was, as they're running goal line drills, Larry Allen's just basically manhandling them and manhandling them. And Marcus Spears is starting to second get like, oh my God, can I do this? So Marcus Spears is talking to Bill Parcells, and then he's telling Bill Parcells, I just get like, I'm just overwhelmed with the way I'm being like manhandled. Am I going to make it in this league? And Bill Parcells looked at him and said, son, you do anything against him, that's the greatest ever. Understand that. So if you're able to do anything against him, you're going to be fine in this league.
Yeah. Jesus.
And that's as strange as you know, and I'm not arguing with you guys that he's the best ever. That's part of the reason that I always kind of felt that Aikman and Emmett Smith and stuff got
but here's
a little overrated because that line was that good.
Here's the thing.
That might be the greatest offensive line ever.
He came to the league in 95.
Yeah, like the Cowboys' heyday was almost over at that point. He only won one with the Cowboys.
He won one.
Okay.
He won one with them.
They did have a great line before him too.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, moving on.
Yeah.
Because I know we got to go.
Grayson Murray. Golfer.
Sad story, man.
30 years old, man. He was top ranked golfer and fucking killed himself, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I didn't hear about this.
Yeah.
30 years old.
So the tournament 2 weeks ago, the Friday, he withdrew, said, I got to do something. Saturday morning, he killed himself.
Wow.
Yep. Top fucking golfer, dude. Making decent buck,
Yeah.
He was within the top 50
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
And
you never know, man.
You never know what someone's going through, man. You truly don't.
It's I don't know, man. I just today is my mom's and my stepdad's anniversary.
Mm.
And
God bless you, brother.
Yeah.
God bless you, man.
So 23 years been today.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know, man. You just never know. Shit happens, dude. It's a fucked up thing.
You almost can't question it. Like
You
can't say
there's been
millions of
times-
dollars or this and that.
No.
Like Chester Bennington,
You
Chris
just never-
Cornell. Like, dude,
You just never know.
There's been times where I'm like, fuck this, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. So I can't pull myself to that.
I'm sure we've all
Yeah, everyone
had a
has.
thought. Like,
Everyone has, and but the fact that man, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're making money over a fist, and you're one of the top 50 golfers in the world, and you fucking
Nobody knows what was going on.
exactly.
Nope.
Nobody knows
You
what's in
never
his
know.
head.
You just never know. So
it's a shame, man.
thoughts are with his family, man.
Yep.
That fucking sucks. Pat Sajak, as of tonight, is done at Wheel of Fortune.
I should have skipped the show to watch his last show.
41 years, man.
That's like my wife's favorite game show.
41 years. That motherfucker.
You know, Vanna White wanted to take over, and they told her no.
Really?
I'd have quit on the fucking spot.
Yeah.
What? After he said,
Yes.
"Are you serious?"
Yes.
Oh, she wanted to take over as
Yes.
the. And they told her no.
Yep.
Thank you.
You know who's taking over, right?
Thank you, Dave.
Is
No.
it?
It's Ryan Seacrest.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm out on the rest of this. Yeah, I fucking hate Ryan Seacrest.
I'm going to take a piss and have a cigarette.
He doesn't fucking do. What does he do?
Oh.
He doesn't do anything. He calls the fucking New Year's Eve, and now he's doing Wheel of Fortune. Fuck him.
Yeah, she wanted to take. She talked to the producers and all. She wants to keep working.
Let me do it. I've been doing it for 41 fucking
And she
years.
wanted to take the show over, and they told her no.
Oh, that's fucking.
I'd have fucking.
I'd
have quit on the spot.
Find some other fucking bitch to fucking turn the wheels.
I'd have quit on the spot.
They got Pat Sajak's daughter to probably turn them.
Fucking asshole.
She's probably next after Vanna White retires. Yeah. But
She's good looking girl.
yeah, she is.
Speaking of retiring, Angel fucking Hernandez retired.
Yo, did you hear what happened?
Yes.
No.
So apparently they were having a meeting about like because there was constant complaints over and over and over. So they were having.
Oh, you don't say.
So he stormed into this meeting. And no, I'm not there. And they were like, "You have to retire. You have to retire." No, I'm not
They
retiring.
forced him.
So
They forced it. Oh.
So he stormed out and slammed the fucking door closed to the point where the windows
wall
shattered and
yeah.
shit. And he was going for 10 minutes, and then he realized he was in a closet because he can't fucking see. And then he came out and said, all right, I'll retire.
What the fuck? I don't know how much of the story to believe. So that whole thing was fucking fabricated so you could talk about him in a goddamn closet. Oh, fuck you. I believed it until then. Because he would have did every other part of that.
That was awesome.
So there is no actual story about.
No, I didn't hear anything.
No, I did hear that it was an MLB meeting, and he agreed, and he said, "I'm going to retire."
Basically, they were going to fire, like, kind of.
It's either you retire or we fire you.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, yeah.
And it would look bad if we retired you and you don't give a shit about collecting unemployment because you're rich. So,
yeah.
Okay.
I saw. Do you see the clips of the Angel Hernandez's best calls ever?
Oh my God, they're so bad,
dude. Outside, low, high, low.
I don't get it. I don't know
No.
how he. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Anyway,
For 20 years, man. Like, it's fucking.
Yeah. Dave Pearson said, "Hate to see you go. Now get the fuck out."
Yeah.
no, nobody hates to see him go. There's nobody in any MLB that hates to see him go.
Alonzo Mourning, cancer-free.
Well done, man.
Good for him.
Well done.
He's now in stage-free prostate cancer. He's now in remission. Dude, that's fucking phenomenal news, dude.
Underrated basketball player, man.
Dude, Alonzo Mourning is a great basketball player. Think about the competition he had to play against.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Ewing,
Shaq and fucking
Shaq, Malone,
Hakeem.
Yep.
Ewing.
And he always
And he's one of the best.
Yep. Yep.
And he stage 3 prostate
That
cancer.
Miami Heat team, him, Tim Hardaway, there was another guy on that team.
Cunt
Jones.
Cunt Jones.
It was probably Udonis Haslem.
Cunt Jones is the 3-point shooter.
Yeah. But that
Danny Marley.
I think that was later. But they were fun. That was a fun team. Them and the Knicks in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There was some good playoff series, man.
Yeah. I do
All
remember
right.
that.
This one I think is going to spark some controversy. The Negro Leagues have incorporated their stats among the MLB, which means that Josh Gibson now leads in OPS, batting average. What do you guys think about that?
I'm 100% fine with it. 100% fine with it.
Yeah.
It was a professional baseball. The rules were the same. The competition was the same. Like, there's no reason why it shouldn't be incorporated in Major League Baseball. I'm 100% fine with it.
I'm good with them incorporating the rules.
Uh-huh.
Was the Negro League was the talent in the Negro League as good as the MLB?
It was.
It was, dude.
But
if you do a little research,
it was. But what Mike's going to say is what I'm going to say. Here's the issue. AFL, UFL, USFL. Are their stats incorporated with the NFL?
No, but they're all guys that couldn't make it in the NFL.
What about Julius Erving, ABA?
He made it in the NBA though.
He did eventually.
Yeah, but his stats from the ABA
stats
don't
don't
count.
That's a fault of the NBA.
Maybe they should incorporate it.
Right, like you can't fault MLB for other leagues not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so
it's a very. When I saw that,
I'm
question, really curious to hear everyone's thoughts on it.
My question is, overall, holistically, and I don't know the guy's name, and I apologize for not
Josh
knowing
Gibson.
it. Josh Gibson. Is
Yes.
Josh Gibson a better ball player than Ty Cobb?
Probably a better person.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
that's
for
easy.
sure. That's like
Ty Cobb was a piece of shit.
absolutely.
But yeah,
But like if
Statistically, it looks like he was, man.
statistically, but they played
we got the
like
You're
they
not,
played,
but you're never going to know that, man.
well, yeah, I know.
Dave Peterson said, "Good new era of baseball where all stats are counted. In some ways, the Negro leagues were better because
could
the
believe that.
players were playing at a different level."
And some of the stories you hear about the Negro League was like incredible. There was a guy that pitched. Wasn't there a guy that pitched like a doubleheader, one with one hand and
Anybody
another
want
with
a
the
beer?
other hand? Like
Yeah.
there's all
Anybody
kinds
want a beer? Because there's beer sitting there.
No, I'm good, man.
Probably don't need a beer, but I'm gonna do one anyway.
You're fine.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So
I can't see straight. I'm
Oh, boy.
fucking hammered. Like, dude, I'm fucking lit up.
we know. No, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, as a purist, and completely could be, out of touch. I just feel like the MLB was a better product or better players than the
Without the
Negro
black
League.
people in it? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, than the Negro League.
The what league?
The Negro League.
Oh, okay.
But had the
I could be completely off base, but I just always felt
I think
the
he's
best
right.
of the best was the major leagues.
Uh-huh.
yeah, but these guys,
No, that's actually
like, they weren't allowed in the league
I
because of the
know.
color of their
I hear
skin. So,
you.
like, how would you ever?
It's
Like,
something that you're
think-
right. It's something
think
you
of
can
Satchel
never.
Paige. Think of Satchel.
I think either way, it's just righting a wrong that shouldn't have been done.
Yeah,
I
I'm good with
do.
You know what I mean?
I'm good with that.
I
Yeah.
do.
So
I do, except for the fact when you look at the stats of Josh Gibson and look at the games played against Ty Cobbs, doesn't compare. He played in like a third of the games
that I didn't know.
that Ty Cobb played.
They probably didn't play 100. Did they play 160?
They probably didn't play
He
160.
played he had like 663 games to Ty Cobb's 1,300
Right.
and whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, that's where people are having a problem with. Now, that's people. That's people. Me personally, I don't give a flying fuck. What I think is that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's cool as shit. I
Right.
think it's cool that the Negro leagues are now incorporated in Major League Baseball leagues stats. I think it's cool as shit. I don't give a fuck about OPS and on base percentage and all this other shit. And the fact that you played the same game that the white man played, and you were able to incorporate those stats.
Right.
Well
Well
for
done, mate.
fucking you. You know why? Because this game is a game that was meant against you as a hitter, right? It's a pitcher's game. And the fact that you were able to do what you did,
Right.
I
Like,
have
I
no
don't.
fucking
I don't
problem with it.
care if
That's
it's.
fucking cool, man.
I don't care if
I'm cool.
I don't care if it's 1901 or 2031. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in all sports.
Yeah.
And Josh Gibson did it at a very well clip.
Anyone,
I'm not going to lose sleep over the fact
Right,
that Ty
like
Cobb
these-
lost his.
right,
I don't
right.
give a shit about Ty Cobb.
Right. Like,
I don't
these
care.
guys should be recognized.
Right. I just wonder if it's apples to apples.
Right.
And we'll never know.
Right.
Maybe the Negro League was even better and like it's
Maybe
even
they
more
were all
impressive.
more talented. Right.
Who knows?
Maybe. Right. Maybe if they played in the MLB, they would have dominated.
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah.
is if J Parr, if you're still on, there's a lot of people still watching. J Parr, if you're still on here, man, do you agree with this? Because the only reason I ask him is because
You're old.
well, yeah. This is all guys like Satchel Paige, who their MLB career was limited because they played in the Negro League.
Yeah.
Was someone like Satchel Paige's stats, would they have been better if they played in MLB the whole way? And where like people didn't like didn't skew them a certain way.
It's so weird because I mean there's so many different layers to this because of the fact that like you're like, well, the travel arrangements, the fields that they played on, the circumstances.
Yeah, the Negro Leagues played on sand lots.
They played on fucking cinder blocks.
Right. Like,
so, I mean, but they both, like the pitchers and the hitters played on that. So there was an advantage or disadvantage to that.
Right.
So like you wonder how that plays into it. Like you're like, well, if they played in better circumstances, would that make the pitchers better? Would that make the hitters better? They'd probably make them both. Like,
right.
It's so interesting. Like, and again, like we said,
it's a great
it is
conversation.
Like it's questions we're never going to be able to answer, but
it's a great debate.
Right. And like Sean said about Satchel Paige, like Satchel Paige was only in the major leagues for what, 6 years?
He didn't play out long in the majors.
Right. 4 years, mate. That's something like that.
A little longer.
I thought it was a little longer than that. I thought
all right, but
longer.
then the time he was in the major leagues, he dominated.
Yeah.
So like say what would he have done if he was in the major leagues for 15 years?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if he had the opportunity that Nolan Ryan had?
Right.
Right. Like,
right. Like,
know,
would he have 10 no-hitters? You know what I mean? Like, it's just questions you're never going to be able to answer, but it's a
great what-if story.
A really thrilling debate.
Yeah.
It really is.
I'm going to look it up right now. Satchel Paige.
And the other thing is that, like, the other part of it is if the Negro League did not have the money or the resources, they bring in the talent that the MLB did. Did the black people aspire to be in that league? Was it recruited enough to where like we're the best of the best even in that league?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
1948 to 1965. Satchel Paige. So what's the math there? It's 48 to 65.
That's 17 years.
Did he play for fucking ever?
So he was in the major leagues for 17 years?
Dude, get this. He started off in the Negro Leagues in 1927.
Are you serious?
Holy shit.
So he played for 40 years. 27 to 65. That's 30 years.
1927, he started pitching for the Birmingham Black Barons.
How old was he? It probably doesn't even say.
Holy shit. He was born in 1906, so he was 20. Hold on, 1906. He was
19, right? No, 21.
No, 1906.
What did you say? Started 27?
21. He was 21 years old when he started pitching.
And he played until he was what?
1965.
06 to 65.
It's fucking 59 years.
He was 59 years old? He was pitching at 59 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Satchel Paige might be the best ball player.
You know his ERA was? Career? Take a guess.
Tell me it's under 3.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
2.
2.74.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
125 and 82. 1.74 ERA. 1,400 strikeouts. Almost 1,500 strikeouts.
Was that in what league?
Career. Total. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. He could arguably be the best player that ever
That's
played the game.
fucking insane. Only a 2-time MLB. Oh, because he only played in the MLB from 48 to 65. MLB All-Stars 52 and 53. 6-time Negro League All-Star. 1-time World Series champion. 1-time Negro World Series champion. Cleveland Indians Hall of Fame. and the oldest major league player in history.
Yeah, 59.
Yeah,
I guess so.
It's fucking nuts.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy, man. Satchel Paige. There he is.
All right.
All right, we got to, dude. I got to hit the road.
All right. Let's close this
We
out.
are 30 seconds from a 3-hour show.
Yeah, I got to hit the road.
What a great show, dude. Mike Tyson, his fight has been postponed to November 15th.
He's not going to fight.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think that I think he wants to fight.
And he'll lose.
I don't think he's going to.
I think that I don't think that I could see this getting postponed. He's too, I don't know. I just see him getting some other ailment.
Get hurt.
I feel like he's going to get hurt. He's going to tear a rotator cuff or some shit. It's just never.
If he gets
happen.
hurt again, it's done.
I just think it's never going to happen.
What are you doing? Yeah, put your headphones on. We got one more story to go, and then we'll. Yeah, we got one more story, and then close it out. Put your headphones on. I agree, and we'll get to that as.
So you agree that it's not even going to happen?
No, I think actually.
You actually kind of agree with me now that you're thinking about it.
I think something happens where Tyson can't do it.
Yeah, I think he wants to.
And the last Why You're Drunk story: Mark Davis, owner of the Raiders, 70 years old, has a kid. He's expecting follower of his 23-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, but hasn't there been stories like that?
Have you seen that cocksucker's hair?
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking Mo from a goddamn.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, money does a lot for people.
Yes.
Money makes people look attractive.
Yeah. Look at Al Pacino. He's fucking 82 years old. Just had a kid.
See, that's what I'm talking about. How old is she?
I think she's like 35.
I have a kid with Scarface.
You'd have a kid with Scarface?
Yeah.
But his whole face is scarred now. So it's kind of nostalgic.
Hoo-ah! He's got a nice ass on him. I have my asshole for him.
All right, it's time to go. It's time to end this.
Yeah, about that. But yes, yeah. If I'm 70 years old and I got a good-looking 24-year-old,
I get a 23-year-old, I'm going to do it.
What's the problem here?
Yeah,
What's the problem, Sean?
Getting rich.
You want to get rich?
Yeah.
Own a football team. You could be Mark Davis.
I'd rather have sex with Al Pacino.
Well, maybe you'll get rich on your book, dude.
Not gonna happen.
Why not?
Nope. Niche.
What do you mean niche?
It's a niche.
We'll talk about this when Sean's sober.
Yeah.
It's a niche. All right. See you, brother.
All right, dude. Fellas, thanks for fucking listening to this 3-hour crazy. Brad, that was fucking tremendous.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Remember something about we're calling the show
Where you
Han
going?
Solo-y or no.
No, what was it we were calling? No, it was Harrison Ford-Eye.
Harrison Ford-Eye. Harrison Ford-Eye is what we're calling it.
Harrison Ford-Eye with Brad.
Yeah. Brad with something, raffle something.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
Well, we only been out for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Over 3 hours.
Yeah.
What fucking podcast?
Does a 3-hour show.
We do.
Yeah. Sometimes.
We do. And the fucking scary part is there's never a fucking dull moment.
No.
Like, we keep it going. Like, it's 3 hours long. We keep it going the whole fucking time. It's not like there's
not a filler. It's just if we got 3 hours, we got 3 hours.
All right, Mike. Want to chime in? All right, look, we want to thank Brad for joining us tonight. I can't even fucking see a thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, you got to find the stop button first? Okay.
Dude,
all right, there we go. Up, you were on it. Up,
Oh my
just
God.
stop. Oh my God.
Dude,
do I need to do it?
Dude, I can't see straight.
Give me the mouse.
Brad, we thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been that was a great show tonight. Brad, check it out. That book's gone.
The 6-pack.
The 6-pack, the open road to WrestleMania.
And then the other one was the wax pack.
The wax pack. I want to ask him more about that.
I know. Yeah.
So what I thought he did was open up a pack of cards from 1986 and open up and go, I'm going to follow these motherfuckers.
Yeah, he talked about it, though. He talked about the fact that he opened up a few because he wanted to make sure it was like a legitimate pack.
Because he's like, I'm not going to follow this guy because I know, whatever.
Yeah, like if 8 of them are dead out of like, I forget how many packs are in, or how many cards are in a pack. Guess we'll find out.
He was cool, dude.
Oh, he was great.
He was.
You know what? It was. I like the fact that he was as interested as us as we were with him. The fact that he, as a non-Philadelphia but a Philadelphia fan,
dude,
asked us questions about that was cool.
He found fucking insects.
Yeah,
like he found insects.
Well, I saw my baby walking.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's
kind of cool.
He found bugs, and he named them Harrison Ford Eye.
The name of our show. Yes.
Yep. Like what the fuck?
That's awesome.
He's a scientist.
Was he a scientist?
Yes. He's a scientist. He's a PhD. He's a scientist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there's kind of reminds me of Harry Callis' son, like somebody that's just like got all these different talents, and like there's just people that are just like you're just baffled by how
it's crazy.
How talented they are in so many different facets of life.
Mike, we're fucking lucky, dude. That we do this shit.
Dude, we have fun.
Like,
yeah.
We do this shit.
Yeah, we get to meet interesting people and stuff like.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because you go through the walks of life, and just like everybody else, and you're like, yeah, is our life boring? Is it this and that? I get up every day.
And then we meet people like that.
And then we meet people like I'm like, not many people
doing what we do.
Right.
You know how many fucking people get to meet the people we get to meet?
Yeah.
Not many.
Yeah.
Not many.
So yeah, we're lucky. All right, let's call it a show.
We're gonna call it a show. We're gonna do burner coverage.
Are we gonna do burner coverage?
Yeah, we're hanging out, right?
We can hang out for a minute or two, but all right. Let's do penis out. I had to delay it because Sean had to find the stop button.
Dude, I can't see straight. Boner coverage, motherfuckers. Boner coverage.
I got about 6 ounces left, so.
Dude, I can't. Dude, I'm fucking smashed. There's still fucking people watching.
It's crazy. Is Jay on?
Who's watching? He hasn't said anything. Dave Peterson. Oh shit! Dave, 2 weeks. All right, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
No, we will not be back in 2 weeks.
June 28th.
What's today? Today's the 7th. So that's 3 weeks.
Huh?
That's 3 weeks. We're going to be away in 2 weeks. Both of us. Both.
All right. June 28th will be our next show.
Okay. I was not aware of that, but 3 weeks sounds right.
Whether it's no, it still wasn't going to be.
Oh, okay.
Whether it's going to be virtual or in person.
We're not sure
the
yet.
The last Friday in June, we'll do a show. All right.
Okay.
All right. I don't want to wait until the 5th of July. I can't do that.
Okay. That's cool. I get it.
So
wasn't there a song that Gary wanted to listen to? The Foo Fighters song? What song were we talking about? Well, he missed the half of the Let It Die, which is the best. He listened and then the build up, and then he checked out before the build up, or the build up was too loud for him.
So
he listened to Black Sabbath, but the build up for Let It Die was too loud for him.
Yeah.
Too much ruckus.
Can you describe the Rockets? So today's the 7th. Yeah. So the 28th of June will be our next show. All right. Okay. We are. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3-week wait,
Yeah, actually,
but it's better than what we thought it was gonna be.
that actually works out for me because I think that's the night that my wife has to pick up Maddie from the airport. My daughter and mother. Well, anyway, we're getting too deep into it.
So June 28th, next show, 3 weeks. It's our longest wait ever since COVID. Since COVID,
Right? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but still, I thought it was gonna be 4 weeks. It's not gonna be that long. 3 weeks. June 28th, we're back on the air. All right, guys. Dave Peterson said 5 days after my birthday. All right, brother. All right. So listen, something we got to talk about boner coverage. All right, because we know there's what, 5 people still watching. There's still 5 people watching. Jay, you still there? Jay, say hi. I'm here. If you're still here, all right. I want to make sure you're here because we got to talk about something here. Yeah, we do. I'm not saying anything until Jay says something. Or 4 people are still watching.
Jay just checked out.
He might have.
Jay loves boner. Jay talks like he loves boner coverage, but Jay falls asleep.
No, Jay always hangs out for boner.
He usually does.
I still listen. We are working on a 10-year anniversary. So Dave Peterson. Next April. Making plans. Okay?
Whatever we got to do to get you to,
Yeah.
we'll help out or
Make
whatever.
plans. 10-year anniversary is next April. I've already been brainstorming it. I have 2 locations in mind. There's one who's always been good to us. They're the first priority.
Okay.
And the second is the bigger place, who has been good to us too.
Okay.
But I gotta go to the first party. Like, right?
You're talking naked first? In Bristol. And then the second one is what, the Iron Hill type place? Patty? Is Patty Wax any bigger? You haven't seen Iron Hill.
Not
Or no, I mean, you haven't seen Naked's new place in Bristol, have you?
No, I haven't.
Apparently,
Have you been there?
No, I have not yet, but I gotta get there. We gotta get there.
I thought you'd been there.
No, I just heard about it.
Jay's there. Jay said it's Tulsa catering. All right, so we gotta figure this shit out.
We gotta do an in-person visit there.
All right, now let's head down to the lab where Tom Brady is trying to track
So
down
I'm not.
Ritz cousin.
I don't know. I don't fucking know what the situation is there.
Right.
Like, I don't know if it's any good.
I know there's a basement that is a stage, from what I heard.
I thought you went there.
I didn't. Shar told me about it. But we'll talk about that soon. But Dave, we got some beers on us for you.
Yeah. Dave, Jay, you guys. Mark,
Jay, you as well.
whoever fucking.
Yeah, Mark. All you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Phil, I got a beer for you too.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll make it work. We got to work out details. It's a fucking year away, 10 months away. But we are already working on it. I mean, I think it's I think it's safe to say that there's going to be some guests in the past that will make it.
I hope
Right?
so.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Think about the guests who have been a part of the Corner Pub Sports Show over the last 10 years.
Sean's gonna work on connections, and
We'll make it work. It's gonna be fun.
speaking of connections, Newbeck completely
Oh, he completely blew me off.
fuck that guy. Then
But speaking of connections, I'm golfing with Scott Air next week.
oh, you pulled it off. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
That's great,
It's
man.
fucking fun, dude.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Because of the show, dude.
Yes,
Like-
you get to golf with a World Series winner because
Because
of
of
a
this
podcast
because of this stupid fucking show we do.
that started one with a text message to me saying, "Hey, we got something planned. Are you free Saturday?" And me being like, "What am I signing up for?" Not even. It was. Were we thinking it was going to be more than a week thing? I don't know what you got. You and Ron talked about it before you even talked to me about it.
Did any of us think it was gonna be a fucking 10-year thing?
Well,
No.
clearly not. No. Most of the time with shit like this, egos get in the way. People's feelings get hurt. You know, there's controversy. There's, you know, we've had our moments where we've
Yeah, we definitely have moments. Yeah. There's definitely
Like-
been. Yeah.
you're talking about guys drinking beers and doing
Yeah.
shows, and
Yeah.
yet somehow we've managed to stay together for 10 years. That's pretty incredible, all things considered.
Yeah. I cannot wait.
It's going to be great.
So next March or next April, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've already been.
Yeah, we'll
planning.
work it out.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yep. I can't believe we're listening to Radiohead right now.
Neither can I. I don't know why it's even on.
Yeah, it like came out of nowhere.
I had no idea why. This video sucks. Dude's getting hit by a car, and he puts his hands behind his head.
Is this the one where there's like a bullet or something that's like flying throughout the video or
he sets,
something?
he sets the car on fire at the end.
I don't know.
Stupid fucking. I hate this.
I know you're not a Radiohead fan.
You know what? I'm gonna play this one because this is a fucking song that. This song, not this song. This song is a fucking song I already had a love affair with, and it's an emo song. There's something about the song I fucking love, dude. It just starts playing because God forbid.
Well, it's emo. It's got to be a
It's
big
emo, yeah.
draw. Oh, this is 30 Seconds to Mars, right?
Yeah.
This is the Jared Leto band, right?
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
No, I do.
Oh yeah.
I think the double bass that da-da-da-da-da-da, like is cool.
Love this song, dude.
It's a good song. I'm not an emo fan, but yeah, I mean, and you know me, I'm not going to just agree with you to agree with you.
Yeah.
I like it.
I thought they did a nice job. Of course, the fucking video they make look shining, and then they overdraw it, and they're throwing the ball against the wall. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, great song.
Yeah, I like it. I got no problem with it.
Yeah. I don't know where this came from.
I don't know, dude.
How about this song, Mike? How about this song, Mikey? This song is fucking.
Mikey, Jesus Christ, you're fucking drunk. Call me
song.
Mikey.
Yeah, this song fucking takes it back right here.
Oh, Freshman.
Yeah.
You know what this song's about, right? We talked about this.
No.
This is about like a girl getting raped.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm all about it then.
Jesus Christ. Apparently, like he's with his friends or something, and like he.
Oh yeah, he was gonna be part of it. Yeah.
He's like, we can't be held responsible. She fell in love in the first place, so like she was dating one of the guys, and like all of a sudden, like
Jay wants to know, how about some sticks, dude? The day I'll play sticks is the day I retire from doing the podcast. All right.
I gotta take this.
Yep. Can't leave with myself. All right, I got this. Dave Peterson, good night, gents. And we're still in the air. Oh man, Dave. Dave says, as long as I'm still a resident of this planet, I'll still be there. I'll be there. Dave. Love you, man. You're one of a kind. Jay, you're another one, man. Jay's another one. So listen, guys, Dave, Jay, Mark. It's gonna be very important. I'm not just saying this. But come next year, March or April, whatever date we decide, we need all the support we can get for our team. It's crazy to think about in June, but like we have to start thinking about this for next year. I want this shit to blow up next year. So I want this shit to blow up next year. So I'm not playing this. I want to play Let It Die. Let It Die by Foo Fighters. Let It Die. Let It Die. Foo Fighters. There we go.
President Biden created
Oh,
an
Jesus
inflation
Christ.
nightmare, then dismissed families' worries.
Inflation.
God forbid we don't have fucking advertisements. There we go. We're gonna listen to the song in the full because this fucking song is phenomenal. Mike picking this song as an opening song for Foo Fighters, if he was to see Foo Fighters live, is fucking amazing. So think about it. Lights are dark. It's just Dave on acoustic guitar, right?
I've seen your face in another light.
Right? Think about it. Lights are dark.
Why'd you have to go and let it die?
Right? Crowd's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Why'd you have to go
And all of a sudden, a band member comes out. And he starts playing his part. Here you go. Right? The drummer comes out. The spotlight comes on him.
Well, it would have been Taylor, but now it's the new drummer.
Oh, yeah. Josh Freese, which is the amazing drummer.
Right.
Right? It's Dave and the drummer.
And in the background, you hear like maybe they flash like a bright flash for a second on the rest of the background singers.
But not yet, though. Because it's just Dave and the drummer.
But wait, you hear it. Yeah, the people in the background.
And then the bass player. And Nate comes in. Right?
Yeah.
Now Nate comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Mike comes on Nate. And now Pat. And now the whole fucking thing lights up. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my favorite Foo Fighters.
Dude, and the fucking crowd. And the
It's
crowd's
erupting.
fucking erupting because the fucking stage is fucking starting to light up.
Dude, I get like
dude, I'm getting fucking
I get
stop,
goosebumps, dude.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
I love this. I've always loved this song. I've always loved this song.
This was my MySpace song for a while. Like it's just
Here we go. And then
yes, like it goes from a build up to a complete drop, and then erupts. It's crazy.
Dave's got an electric guitar now.
Yeah. And the funny thing is it hasn't even gotten to the biggest part. It's still built.
I love this album. Background.
Yeah. This is like it. This is the all out like. And the fact that it's written about Kurt and like you pour his fucking heart out at this part. Everything he has in him is. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Dude,
amazing.
what the fuck? That's a great opener.
Yeah.
That was a good call. What was mine?
Beals?
Yeah, that doesn't compare to that, dude. Mine doesn't compare to that. The fuck? Mine was fucking.
Beatles were great, but I don't know if they. I don't know. It's hard. Like the Beatles had so many great hits, but was there any that like were like?
Mine was when they were on the rooftop.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Jesus Christ! Oh, I lost it because I deleted it.
All right. Well, what time is it?
I don't know.
It's 11:45.
Man, what the fuck, man? That was great. It's a great song. All
right, man. We should wrap up
I
the
got
donor
it. No,
conference.
it's fucking. Let it be. It's
You know what's a great underrated Beatles song? Help. You don't like Help?
I do. This isn't right.
Whatever trip you're.
Shut up. See, that's not right. It's not. That's not. Let it be. Like they're wrong. They're saying Two of Us is the first song. It's not right. It's not right. You gotta feel them. Yo, hold on. All right, we gotta close out this song.
Are we closing it out?
No, we gotta close out this song.
And winding road.
It's a good closeout.
All right, guys. Jay said you're wrecked. Yes, I am.
Will never
I'm holding down the fort, Jay.
Guilty.
I've seen that road before.
Come on, man. Don't tell me there's a fucking. Oh,
Paul's sweet voice.
No, I got it. After the song ends, I'll play the song.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
Play it now.
The song's quick. It's quick. They put a day in the life though.
Yes.
Oh, man.
What they put on day? What? You did put Day in the Life on?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, I know.
Setlists.
Yes, I know. I remember.
Yeah.
It was like an hour ago. I remember.
There's a lot of songs, dude. Beatles are tough.
Yeah, Day in the Life has to be on that. Day in the Life might be my favorite Beatles song.
Was She So Heavy?
Yes.
How do you not put that on?
Lucy in the Sky.
I don't like that song.
Oh, really?
Nope, not a fan. It's my favorite. Fuck yourself.
Blackbird.
I fought.
Almost.
That one.
Yeah.
Dude, that was hard.
How about Fool on the Hill?
Dude, that was hard too.
Yeah.
Dude, it was hard
Yeah.
to not put that
Beatles
on.
is tough.
Yeah. But open a song. Open a song.
Sweet Loretta Fat.
All right. Everyone's fucking jamming. Let's come
Their
on.
shows were crazy. The girls
Right?
screaming.
And all
You
of a
couldn't
sudden,
hear.
you hear this.
Get back.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get back.
You
Okay.
hear this?
Yeah.
And they just come out with this. You're like, yo! Get the fuck out of here, dude. Dude, you're losing your mind.
It's awesome.
Right?
Best rock and roll band ever.
And then just fucking, they're like, all right, what's up? What's going on? Maybe we'll do, when we'll follow up with this.
I've got a feeling deep inside.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Come on. You ain't beating this.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I've got a feeling.
Dude,
So
come out with,
bluesy.
yeah, they come out with this. You're like, oh!
Oh, no.
But that doesn't beat my number 2 song.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Helter Skelter, right? Helter Skelter, second song? Yeah.
Believe me, I won't be late again. Oh, no. Oh, no.
They come out.
I've got a
Sean Stellar.
And they're like, oh, fuck you.
Brady is trying to
We're-
track down our Hurts cousin.
Oh, what's that? What's that? You guys want another song? We're gonna come out with something even better. And the most aggressive song in the 60s ever, right? No, we're gonna play something else. We're gonna come out with this.
When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the
Can you imagine it's the second song ever?
This was a
This is a terrible version, by the way.
what's that?
U2's version is better.
You think? Yeah. But this was raw.
Yeah.
Especially
Raw as could be. Oh shit. We got another. We got a request. We got a request.
Joan was quizzical, studied math and physical science.
Dave Peterson. Dave Peterson said the long and winding road is perfect, as everyone's life is for sure. Someone, what would I say? Bang Bang Maxwell Silver Hammer. Dave Peterson. Dave Peterson. You know what? We're gonna close out the Donor coverage of that.
All right.
No, not this. We're gonna close out this.
But as she's getting ready to go, a knock comes on the door. Bang, bang, Maxwell Silver Hammer came down.
Yep, we're gonna close out this.
Yes.
Guys, it's been a fucking blast.
Such a good song.
This might be one of my favorite songs ever.
I look at you.
Yeah. This, what did it say? While my guitar, like, playing your guitar and like letting it gently loose. Like it's playing.
This song
It's
fucking-
playing emotions through a fucking guitar.
This song fucking sucks to play. I'm just gonna say. You gotta have a fucking capo on. It fucking sucks. It's hard to play.
Actually, you know what?
George Harrison's a fucking genius.
Jim played this. Mary's husband. Jim played this at a show with his band.
We got that capo on. It fucking sucks, man. The song's not easy. It's not easy.
It's funny because the one thing about the Beatles is everybody talks about how they were basic.
They're not. People shit on the Beatles.
They talk about. I think they talk about the fact that they were mainly like a 3-4 chord guitar riffs.
As they went on, dude,
They
the Beatles
progressed,
became
yeah.
so intricate.
Yeah, I mean when you talk about like when they went to bed, you know, like whatever the fuck when they went to bed, they got really intricate.
Yeah, they went. The Beatles got pretty intricate as they went on, dude. Their chord progressions got crazier.
Yeah, I mean, She Loves You. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's
that shit.
pretty
fuck
basic.
that.
Yeah.
The early '60s shit. But as they went on late '60s, early '70s, they went crazy.
Yeah.
This shit is not easy.
Right.
Capo, the chord progression is not easy. Anyway.
Yeah. Calling it a night.
Yep. Dave Peterson. Peterson's fucking Jay's loving it. Jay, great show, guys. Dave said, great. Imagine there's no heavens. Easy if you try. There's no hell below it. It's only sky. Guys.
Yeah.
You want fun? I'll play one more.
No, I'm done.
We are.
I'm out.
Nope, one more.
I'm out.
No, you're not.
No.
No, you're not.
Don't miss the most celebrated.
You're not out. Because we're gonna listen to this song and you're gonna go, fuck. God damn it, this fucking song.
Something in the way. Yes, I know. It's a great song. I actually think While My Guitar is a little bit better.
Huh?
I think While My Guitar is a little bit better than this one. It's a good one. Don't get me wrong, but
something in the way she woos me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how.
Guys.
all right. 3 weeks. We'll catch you.
June 28th, next show.
I'll likely be virtual.
I think Gary will be too.
Something in her style.
Guys, we had a great show tonight.
Yes, appreciate the hanging on and letting us jam out to the Beatles, the Foo, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks.
You're asking me where my love goes. I don't know.
That's good. I'm not doing it.
See you guys. All right, Corner coverage over. See you guys See you guys in 3 weeks. All right. Corner Pop Sports loves you guys. All right. Hope you guys have fun.
See you, fellas.
Dave, Jay, whoever else is hanging on. Love you guys.